Hi, I'm Todd Nauck, and you're listening to Dinner and a Podcast.
Go ahead. Make my day.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Here's Johnny.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Sparta.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
You talking to me?
I see dead.
Houston, we have a problem.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken not stirred.
Why so serious?
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Welcome to Dinner and a Podcast. Here are your hosts, Steve, Joe, and Mike.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 77 of Dinner and a Podcast, the show where three best friends get together, share a meal and a conversation, discussing all things pop culture, movies, TV, and comics. Make sure to check out our Facebook page by searching Dinner and a Podcast, our website, dinnerandapodcast.weebly.com. There you can find full comic reviews, full comic synopses, dinner and a movie reviews, and Just a Bit Outside, which is our sports section. And check out our shop where you can buy our pins and our stickers, and our Twitter and our Instagram feeds are at Dinner Podcast. I want to say what's up to our friends in the Nerd Podcast Mafia and the BSPN Podcasting Network, which we are proud members of. Also want to say, hey, what's up to Aussie in the Palm and Dudes in Toyland. That's not a porn podcast. That's a podcast where two guys talk about their childhood toys. Sean and Will, the good guys, check them out. Also, we have like one plug that we do on this show every week, and it's our friend Marie DeZio. And Joe.
Yes, Steve.
Do you like cookies?
I love cookies.
Well, if you like cookies, you're going to love Marie DeZio's cookies. I want to get away from the murdering part.
Well, do you know what she told me the other day?
So does she, but once you're in that life, it's hard to get out of it.
Well, that's funny, because the other day she told me to always carry a knife around.
Why?
In case you ever run into cheesecake or someone that needs to get stabbed.
Uh-huh, okay.
So I was like, oh, it's good advice.
It's a dual action.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, she told me piano wire. Equally good as strangling and cutting cheesecakes.
Yes, and you get very clean slices out of cheesecakes with the piano wire. But if you like confectionaries and cookies and cakes and things like that, check out Marie's Instagram page. It's at DeZio Bakes. That's DIZEOBAKES. And she will give you 10% off if you mention Dinner and a Podcast.
We're going to have cookies made.
We are.
Boat Shoe Steve cookies.
Well, yeah, what was up with that?
Wait,
I saw that on Facebook.
Marie posted a picture of boat shoes at, it looked like Costco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she loves Costco.
And she was like,
That's
hey,
the place you want to get your boat shoes.
do you think...
Just to class them up a bit.
Do you think I should get these for Steve? I was like, no, but he could use some boat shoe cookies.
Oh, so she's going to make me boat shoe
So
cookies?
maybe they're coming your way.
Hey, man, you never know. You never know.
They should just be boats with laces on top.
No, with feet coming out of them. Giant feet coming out of boats.
She shouldn't make them because boat shoes shouldn't exist. Or just always have the two shoes on a boat and then have two shoes on concrete as real sneakers.
Anyway,
boat shoes.
Tonight's episode is going to be about the biggest movie that we've been waiting for all year. I want to say this is definitely our most anticipated movie of the year, Avengers: Infinity War. Mm-hmm. But before we get to that,
what did Todd think? Did you let him come?
No, he's still in the closet in the basement. But before that,
just go ignore that.
I finally won Joke of the Week.
You did?
I did. Phil Batista posted. Sorry, this is a little late, but you guys have to admit it. Steve stole the show with his spot-on Lindsay Lohan impersonation, doing lines of coke off of Nick Fury's ass. Hashtag downward spiral. Hashtag Freaky Friday. Hashtag cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Of all the funny things in that episode, that's what he found funny.
Hey, man.
I told you I thought the funniest line of that movie was that show was just
there was a lot of funny lines in that one.
I said, you guys were telling me about that knife show with Goldberg, and I'm like, what makes him an expert in obstacle courses? And you both in unison went, or knives, and that just like hit me so hard. I don't know why it didn't hit me the first time.
The most underrated joke was Joe's joke about the oven cleaner tasting like oranges, and he puts it in his beer, which is a direct joke to me. It's a direct dig to me because I put orange juice in my Blue Moon, and we just let it go. I didn't either get it at the time or.
So I was sitting in his basement last week. And he's like, "You want a beer?" And we crack it open. We sit there. He takes 2 sips. He goes, "I need orange juice." He walks upstairs to get it. It was so sad. He got through 2 sips.
I tried to be a man.
He tried so hard to sit next to me. We were watching hockey. He tried so hard to be a man.
They make orange flavored Bud Light now.
I don't like Bud Light. I don't like Bud Light.
I figure it's orange flavored. Do you like anything orange flavored?
That is true. I like orange flavored
It was
stuff.
so sad.
But I did try. You got to give it to me for trying.
He lasted 2 sips.
You got any news, Joe?
I got news.
You knows it. Oh my god.
You knows it.
Well, now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
News with Joe.
So Bruce Campbell is retiring from the role of Ash.
He composed himself for that. Retire or they're kind of done with him. They canceled the show, right?
I think the show is...
Is that Showtime or HBO?
No, it's not HBO. It's one of Showtime. Cinemax, one of those, yeah.
But
Stars,
even if it gets like picked up again, he said he's not playing that character anymore. He's done with it.
Okay. I never watched that show. You watched it?
No, I never watched it, but I know
it's time to do all the other roles he isn't offered.
He's a giant cult classic, right?
Yeah.
Everybody loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we don't normally talk about, video games. Atari's coming out with a new console. Did you hear about this?
They're still a company?
I guess they're coming out with like a vintage looking console. It comes with the joystick, but you could play your Spotify, Hulu, Netflix, Pandora. You could use it as a computer. You could use it as a speaker. All that fun stuff.
21st century Atari.
Yeah.
All right.
So is it not going to have Atari games?
You're going to get all the classic games, but then it's going to have all these other features. It's basically like a nostalgia gaming system for $200.
All right.
It looks just like the old Atari.
So
Just
kind of like that
sleeker.
Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that was called.
The mini classic.
Yeah. Does it come with 1,000 games? Did you say that already?
It comes with their... I don't know if Atari had 1,000 games.
No, you know what I mean. Like, does it come with
It comes with,
a whole bunch
like
of games?
Pong and all that stuff.
Yeah. Centipede.
I'd have no desire to play any
Asteroids.
Yeah. Double Dare's coming back to TV.
Is Mark Summers doing it?
40 new episodes? I have no idea.
40?
40.
Wow.
That's a big commitment for a show they haven't put on the air yet.
Yeah, right.
Nickelodeon's picking it up again. So.
Did they have 40 original episodes?
Yeah, I'm sure.
The thing about childhood is you'd watch the same
episode
70 times and every time be excited.
I always wanted to be on that show.
Double Dare?
Yeah. Always wanted to be on that show.
Pick through the nose of slime and all that stuff.
Man.
Slide into the pie and find the flag.
Mm-hmm. Loved it. Then they had Family Double Dare.
In the sandwich, right? There was one where the sandwich.
Yep.
That was awesome.
That was a good one.
That was either right before or right after Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that show?
Was there a trivia part to that show? Like, if you got the trivia right, you like moved ahead. If you got it wrong, you had
think so.
It was like a Family Feud setup, and then you had to answer questions in order to do the...
Yeah, weren't the physical challenges like just the end of the show? I can't remember.
No, there was one family who got to compete at the end. So there were two families, a blue team and a red team, that had to beat each other in the trivia stuff to do the end.
And then were there all tasks throughout it? Were there all little games?
Yeah, there were little games in between.
Yeah. It's been years.
Yeah, that was a good show.
There always won bikes.
I liked it as an 11-year-old Steve. He loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I don't ever believe you were an 11-year-old Steve.
Well, I was 11-year-old in body.
All right.
I don't know about in mind.
Yeah.
I might have been 40-year-old Steve when I was 11.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Sitting there with my coffee.
You Benjamin buttoned it.
Because you're going to Disney.
I am.
You're not going to Disney.
I'm not.
Disney has opened a home decor store in Disneyland.
They used to have one in Disney World.
Really?
Yes.
Like an IKEA for Disney?
More like a
or Pier 1?
Goods.
Oh, Home Goods, okay.
They used to have one. It was great. Well, if you like Disney stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
They had one in what used to be downtown Disney.
Yeah, that's where this one is in Disneyland.
I used to love it. We got all kinds of like glasses and plateware and stuff.
That's cool.
Linens and whatnot.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was all crazy expensive years ago. But it went away when they redid Downtown Disney. I'm excited they're bringing it back. That's cool.
I'm just amazed that you'd be able to like travel all that stuff back home.
You ship it.
Oh, really? So you just buy it in the store?
Yeah, like we always buy Christmas ornaments and stuff when we go, and we just ship them.
The first thing we do when we get there is go to Downtown Disney and spend like $200 on ornaments.
I just ship it.
Do you?
You can wait, and like they'll ship your whole package at the end of your shopping.
How much does that cost you?
It's not. I'm
cheaper than baggage.
Yeah,
on a plane.
And they pack it well.
Oh, they ship it for you.
Oh yeah. And I think if you spend over like maybe it's $200, shipping's free.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like when they come packed and all in tissue paper and
Oh,
stuff.
I'll totally do that.
Yeah,
So
and
there's
even
an
if it's
incentive.
$25, it's worth it. Like
Wow.
you can send it's slow, so it's a couple days later. But who cares? I'm on vacation anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do I have to be in Disney resorts
No,
to do that?
no.
okay.
You just fill out. Yeah, you know, and like you can do a bunch of shopping and then bring it all to the last store and be like, hey, ship this all.
That's excellent. I'm definitely doing that this year. Because you know how many times I pack $200 worth of
Ornaments,
and I'm worried about breaking them?
You're wrapping them in your socks and tucking them in your boxer briefs.
Oh, it's terrible.
Inside your boat shoes. No cloth in the boat shoes. They're not built for that.
Game of Thrones news. So I guess the last book that was supposed to come out in the series, Winds of Winter.
No, it's the second
It's
last.
the second last
He still
one.
has one more to write.
Oh, boy.
So that's not coming out this year. He's putting out.
He's delaying it again?
He's putting out a Targaryen book, the history of the Targaryens, and it's called Fire and Blood.
Okay.
Instead of the second to last book that should be released.
I don't
So people are really upset about that.
I don't understand what he's doing.
I don't know.
Like once the show's over, no one's going to care.
Right. Well, yes, they will. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people who are
You've
involved.
invested all that time in those books.
I'm not going to.
Once the show's wrapped,
Because
right?
reading's for nerds.
And we move on to something else.
Right.
The Lord of the Rings show or whatever else there's going to be, right? Watchmen's coming out. And, like, pop culture will move on.
Right.
Some people that read will care, but you will lose a huge amount of people who want to buy those books.
Yeah.
Like, I only read those books because of the show, and I couldn't even I bought them all, and I got through, like, I think I was in the fourth one. I'm like, no. I can't hear about any more feasts and 16 characters that you're going to name that I'm never going to hear about again. I can't.
Yeah, I did.
Punch it out.
I did 1.5 books, and I was like, I can't do this.
That's it, huh?
Can't do it.
No. I like reading, but
if I got through 1 or 2 books and there was only 1 left, I'm like, I'll do it. But I was like, there are 4 more to go. I'm like,
no pictures,
and they're really long.
Missing
I think
splash
I got
pages.
to the 5th one, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I just
Wow.
can't. Like
Good for you.
I didn't want to even read the 3rd and the 4th one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The show's better.
Oh yeah, much better.
And it's one of the only times that happens.
Yeah.
Like every other book's better than the movie,
Right.
the TV adaptation. But that one, you're like, no more characters, please.
I give up.
Lord of the Rings came close.
I still think the books are better.
Yes, I agree. But they came close.
They're a bit longer and like they can be dull at points, but I still think they're better.
All the poems.
Lots of singing.
Yes.
So in Marvel news, the biggest name that's slated for another movie outside of the other movies that we've already know is Nova.
Really? That's right up your alley.
Yeah, so his name is on their idea board.
I heard Nova and Moon Knight are the 2 names Kevin Feige mentioned.
Which will fit in great, with the how...
Isn't Xandar... Oh, well, then never mind. No, we'll talk about Xandar later. But he's from Xandar, no?
Yeah.
Isn't he part of the Nova Corps? Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm sure it'll pick up right where Infinity War left off.
Now, I don't know much about him. Does he get all his powers from the helmet?
He's like a Green Lantern.
Oh,
They're
that's
like space
cool.
cops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
They're the Green Lanterns of the Marvel Universe.
Very
cool.
Corps.
Very cool.
And because it's not Dinner Podcast, but a funny story,
Yeah.
there is a thing called smart condoms. And they're called icons. And they track your performance.
What?
Yes.
If your wife judging you wasn't good enough, you got the condoms judging you now.
So basically, it's a Fitbit for your penis.
Yeah, it is. Or an unfit bit.
Aww. And
that'd be funny if it's a slide whistle.
Is the sound bad?
Yeah.
So it detects STIs. It sends data regarding your sexual
You say STI like I'm supposed to know what that means.
What?
What's STI mean?
It's STD. STI is a car. Every time the Honda goes by, your penis goes off.
Jill's like, what? He's looking at me like, you don't know what that is? I had no idea what it is.
Steve's like, I've been doing it wrong for years.
I need one of these. I don't know if I have any of these STIs.
So it sends data regarding your sexual encounter.
To what?
To your phone.
So is it it's got to have electronics.
It's got electronics because it lights up.
So wait.
Yeah, strap your
Does
genitals.
does it have a battery in it, or you have to plug it in?
It's probably lithium ion.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if I want to plug something in
to your dick.
That's a Robert Schimmel skit.
What?
He has sex with the vagina that you plug in, and he dies, and then your family finds you with your dick in the vagina.
But wait a minute. Is it? I really want to know now. Is it battery operated or plug in?
I would imagine it's got like a USB.
Jesus Christ!
You gotta drag your laptop into the bedroom with you.
Once again, Joe didn't do any more research.
But there was no other reason. I tried to click on the link to find out how much it costs. Where
You
to
guys
buy
could
it.
literally make up anything. Send it to our Facebook, and we're talking about it next week.
Right? Icons.
But like you can't take it off and save it for another usage.
I don't know. Maybe wash it out. You have no details.
All I know is that it records your calories burned.
All I know.
Your speed of thrust, the duration of the session, and it lights up just where you could find.
So wait, maybe it's not even a condom. Maybe it's like a ring.
Okay.
Hold on.
Like a fit, like literally like a Fitbit.
It's a Fitbit.
For all you know, you put it on your wrist. It's just it's an app for your Fitbit. You never want to have to ask for an extension cord. Hold on, I need an extension cord.
You're right. It's a ring.
I love that he's never read it. It's a ring.
All right. Goes at the base, obviously. Okay.
Or maybe it goes at the top. Who knows?
But that means there's batteries in that.
What if you're not adequate to fill it up? Like, what's the diameter of this thing?
No, I was right. It says one of the main concerns with sexual intercourse is obtaining an STI.
Oh, okay. So what is that?
I don't know.
Sexually transmitted interface? I don't know. What is this?
It's a virus for your
illness.
Yeah. Illness. Sexually transmitted illness. Okay. Is this like the new?
It's a rubber bracelet that's placed on the condom, and it sends it to the user's smartphones. So it's wireless.
It's Bluetooth. So you're getting radiation in your
Yeah.
dick and your junk.
You have to charge that. That means.
Yeah, you charge the bracelet.
And it means
part.
it has a battery.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you put the Fitbit on your wrist, no? I mean, that has to get charged.
Yeah. You know, years from now, like 100 years from now,
Yeah.
they're gonna go. You used to keep it in your pocket next to your testicles. And we're like,
Right.
yeah, phones all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, we cut out the jeans. We wrap it right around our penises now.
Right. That's like when back in the day they used to.
Look at him. He's diligently reading the article now.
In order to get your good shoe size, there
Yeah.
used to be a machine. It was an X-ray machine.
Yes, and X-rayed your feet.
Yeah, and you put your feet in it, and you look into it with these binocular-looking things, and you look at an X-ray of your foot live
in the shoe
to see if the shoe was a good fit.
Really?
And it gave everyone cancer.
In a store.
In the store, Joe. Like in Foot Locker. There was the foot X-ray
you
machine.
Put your shoe on, then put it inside an X-ray machine that just constantly ran in the store.
Right. Oh.
So imagine you were a kid just irradiating your foot.
Yeah, sticking your head under there, your friends looking at you from the other side.
And imagine the guy in the shoe store.
Yeah. Yeah, poor old Jim.
He just glowed every night when he went home. Most dangerous profession in American shoe salesman.
Oh, horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, no, there's lots of... Every now and then you look back and they go like, whew, sorry.
Oh, they put asbestos everywhere. This will save you from fires or whatever. I don't forget what asbestos was used for.
You'll never burn to death in a fire because you'll have died of lung cancer years earlier.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's completely fire retardant.
Yeah, that's what they use
You
for
can't
it.
burn it.
So,
what else you got?
Icons.
That's it?
Yep.
You ordering
That's
one?
the news. No.
He doesn't have to know his performance. He's a running coach. Oh, man. All right.
Put one around each ankle and go for a run and see what happens.
You're using it all wrong, it tells you. Sends you an email.
Error.
Why are you using two of them? Oh, man.
Why are you using two?
Yeah, for really big ones, right? Yeah, okay. You wish.
What pages do you subscribe to on the internet?
I don't know.
I've never had this stuff come up.
Last week when you were like, you're the best newsman in the business, Joe.
It really is. It's amazing.
It's your job to it.
You got it.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
Oh, moving on.
Want to lead us into wasting time?
Sure, take it away, Tony. Pew pew.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment. How are you wasting time? Or how are you pissing off your wife?
Anybody want to start? Who wants to start?
Icons.
Sure, I'll go.
All right.
So I finally went curling.
Oh,
nice.
I went curling.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's super difficult.
Is it really?
Oh my god.
You gotta kind of imagine it was going to be difficult, right?
Yeah, but like what you think is the proper like technique,
right?
Is you throw this, you use your arm to move the stone forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even the case. Like your grip on that stone is so light.
Yeah.
That everything comes from your force from kicking out of the block.
Okay.
To propel yourself with your legs.
Okay.
You're just kind of guiding it with your hand, right?
And then, so like, like you bowl and you turn your hand to like kind of get a curve.
Mm-hmm.
So basically you have 2 positions on the stone, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So if you want it to curl to the left, you're going to point the handle to the 10 o'clock. If you want it to curl to the right, you're going to point it to 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And then however you release it in the direction you want it to turn is how the stone's going to glide to the direction you want it.
How it's going to curl.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to put the spin on it, which is going
Right.
to pick up some more speed.
Yeah. It's kind of like the bowling ball going down the.
No, I understand.
down the alley, yeah.
And then were you in front of it sweeping?
Yes. So now sweeping. What do you think sweeping does to the stone?
I want to
Either
say it smooths out the ice.
Or scuffs it and slows it down. One or the other.
Yes.
Okay.
Wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't scuff it up?
No. So you're making the ice smoother, so it
So it goes
picks up
faster.
more speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because odds are you're not getting enough power.
Right.
So you want to. You're not getting enough thrust.
Yeah, you can put your icon on the handle of the
Yeah.
stone to see if you
Wah,
can.
wah, wah.
It's too cold.
Right.
But
It should warm it up first.
but it was a lot of fun. It's difficult to get in the proper sliding position to actually like worry about what you're doing with the stone.
I saw you guys using like a push-up bar.
Yeah.
To hold yourselves
yeah,
up.
exactly. So like once when your first instinct is to put your weight on the stone.
Yeah.
So as soon as you let go of it, you just topple over.
Tip over.
Which I did a couple of times.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh crap, no. You watch other people and they're flying all over the place, just
Yeah.
throwing their body across the ice. But you use that like little like guider to kind of.
Now, what do the pros use? Do they use their broom?
They use their broom.
Okay.
Yeah, or they still use.
Or they just use balance.
Yeah.
Right. Athleticism.
They're not flummoxed by gravity.
And instead of like the special
There's
shoes,
old Tim Eady tipping over again.
instead of the special shoes, they just gave you like like little like covers you put on when you go to like the emergency room on your shoes.
Yes.
So they give you one of those to slide on, and the
Okay.
other shoe has a rubber, like big rubber sole that kind of just wraps around your foot.
Gotcha.
And that's where you get your grip on the ice to
Okay.
kind of push off from.
Gotcha.
It was a lot of fun. We got to go do this.
Oh, yeah, the pictures look like
Oh,
it was fun.
it was so much fun.
So who was it? It was you, your brother,
And Joe.
and Zalek. That was it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we got to get going.
Did you just curl against other people?
So after we learned, we curled against another team. We won 1-0.
Nice.
And the big joke was everybody curling is a very friendly sport.
Yeah.
But here we are, 3 guys like we gotta win, we gotta beat these people. So we were like, we're the bad boys of curling because we don't want to lose.
Now, how many people are usually on a team?
4-on-4.
4-on-4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was a lot of fun. It's
Cool.
definitely worth it. And they were trying to like get us to sign up for
Leagues
their
and shit.
league, and I'm like, it's far for me to
I
get
spent
to.
half my time on my side.
Yeah,
I can go lay in a puddle at home.
it was a lot of fun.
What was I going to ask? Did the hour go by really fast?
Yeah, because it was all lessons. Like,
Yeah.
it was majority of the time was lesson.
Right.
And then you basically played 1 round of
So how many tosses or stones do
2.
you get? 2 each per person?
Well, so you get 2 stones per round
Okay.
to throw. So we did 1 round, and then it was a half of a round because we were running out of time. So we got
Okay.
1 stone in the second round.
Okay. You all got to throw?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and you have a captain who tells you like which way to release it.
Right.
And then you have the 2 sweepers.
Hard!
Yeah.
That's all I heard in the Olympics.
Oh my god.
I watched women's curling just to hear them friggin' yell hard for an hour and a half. It was so hot.
And I don't know if you started it, Brockmeyer,
I did.
season 2.
It was amazing.
episode 1.
It was amazing. I love it.
Oh my god. And I watched Archer.
I put Archer on last night. Is this now? I got to ask you guys a question. Because I know you guys are really big in Archer.
I probably don't know the answer.
Okay, Mike probably will. This is season 9.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I've watched the first 4 seasons on Netflix. I haven't watched 5, 6, 7, or 8.
Yep.
Is Danger Island brand new?
Yes.
So that episode, there's no prior context to that episode.
Nothing.
Okay.
So season.
So I shouldn't know how he lost his eye or anything.
No. So 7, they went to L.A. Right, and they kind of were like, "Hey, we're just gonna do something a little different."
Yeah.
It was all the same story, but they moved to L.A. and they were private investigators.
Yeah.
Instead of what was it? No. One, they started selling drugs.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
They became drug dealers. That one was really great. Then they went out. Let's do something even more different next season. They went to L.A. and were private detectives.
Right.
Okay.
And then the end of that season, he goes into a coma.
All right.
And the whole next season is his like
state,
coma state.
Yeah.
And that was the noir one.
Right.
And now this one, they just went, fuck it, we're gonna do Danger Island.
Right.
And it's like a 1920s adventure style one.
But there is none.
No.
Okay.
And they started out like I thought, like it starts out with him waking up or in bed, right?
Yeah.
And I thought they were gonna be like, oh, this is him waking up from the coma, but
Okay.
it wasn't. Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know what? I just if you know all the characters already, you don't care.
Well, I was confused because the girl that was in bed with him, she was the secretary.
She's the one of the I
forget what her name was.
Yes, the rich one.
Yeah,
she's a Vandertunt.
Yeah, and
that's what she is.
And I was so confused because I'm like, that looks like the secretary chick.
Yeah.
But then I finally realized I was like, okay, everybody's the same character, but they're playing different roles.
Well, Krieger was a bird.
Right. That was so funny.
And
that was so funny.
Pay no attention to him.
Yeah.
He talks. Move on.
Yeah. He's a parrot. Technically.
That's what they do. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I still don't know if they'll ever hit their early stride.
Right.
That early show was just so good.
Yeah.
This one was good, though. I think it started off more solid than last season.
I don't know. I didn't see the beginning of last season, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't watch a noir.
I've seen parts. I've seen episodes,
of the noir one.
Of the noir ones. I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I always enjoy them. I mean, there really aren't many that I don't enjoy. But
you know what it is? In the noir one, and even this, there's a lot of references I'm thinking that I'm not getting.
Okay.
From not watching those style of movies or shows. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like, I got all the Top Gun, James Bond references because I grew up watching that stuff.
Right.
I'm thinking. I don't know.
It is a very heavy...
heavily referenced,
yeah.
Of just movies and shows that I didn't watch. Like, I couldn't tell you a noir detective show I watched.
No,
that's what I mean. You know what I mean? And outside of like Indiana Jones and Romancing the Stone, like I don't know if I've ever seen any of these type of movies.
Right.
So, I don't know. I did enjoy it. I'll watch another one.
Yeah.
That's all you did?
That's all I did.
Mike, you waste any time?
Mostly work. No, Joe's shaking his head. Why?
Yeah, why?
No, you were turned into a mummy the other day.
Oh, well, yeah. We had a party for my youngest.
It was a great party, by the way.
Was it?
Food was excellent.
I'm glad. Yeah. So we had my youngest had her first communion. So we had.
I barely saw her the whole day.
Yeah, I don't know. She was doing her thing. She had all the little friends.
That was great. Christian had a good time.
I'm glad.
So did Alana.
I'm glad. Yeah. So we had a party.
And I got a new fan. I gained a new fan.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-oh.
No. So
I thought I gained a new fan. I guess I didn't.
No. So we invited one of my daughter's friends, right?
Yeah.
And we had occasionally met the parents, but it's one of those like, you're trying to build a relationship because the kids really get along, right?
Right.
So when we invited them, we were like, it's really hard to break into our group because we've known each other for so many years.
And you guys are so closed off to everybody else.
We really are.
I'm not. You guys are.
No, we are. We are because we just make fun of everyone.
Right.
And,
How I got in, I don't know. I have no idea how. Joe gave me the password?
Joe gave you the pass.
Nice.
Be nice, he said. You can make fun of him in 5 years on a podcast. Okay. Deal. But so we sat them with you guys, and Monica said, I'm going to sit them by Steve because I think he'll be able to talk to them the most. Because he knew Joe would be like, I don't have time for you. Is Alex here?
Or traumatize them. Either way.
Yeah. Stories. Let me tell you about something we did in the 6th grade.
Sitting next to Steve. Steve will talk to a wall.
And within 5 minutes, my wife goes, hey, you better go over and introduce them. And I walked over and I'm like, hey guys, he's like, he's the Devils fan, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, we're going to hug. And I'm like, all right. And I just walked away.
I wasn't talking about him, but
well,
anyway.
like on a first, he talked about you that way.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who were you talking about? Your new fan?
I was talking about Rita Guida.
Oh, my mom. Yeah. But oh my God, Steve started such a bromance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that drive home was, hey, honey, that Steve guy, he's really swell.
I got a new best friend.
Hey, Nicole. I don't even know what the other guy's name is.
Pete.
Hey, Nicole, Pete. He was really nice.
Do I know what's crazy? I saw you put his number in your cell phone.
He asked for my phone number.
Okay.
So I texted him.
Just so you know.
Smart condoms.
I don't have his phone number.
Icons. Yeah, you don't have his phone number?
No, my wife has his wife's phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I was shocked.
I get digits, man.
I was shocked how well they hit it off.
Yeah, he loves hockey. It's really funny because like he's a court officer.
Yes.
And half the guys on my Woodbridge hockey team are court officers, and he knows like 4 of them, and he plays hockey with them in another league. And he's a goalie on their team, and I'm a goalie on my team.
Oh,
there's so many things.
The Highlander, there can be only one.
Yeah, he's like, let me get your number. Maybe we can go to a Devils game. So yeah, I got asked out on a date. Technically, I guess.
If he takes you to the Devils game, you got to put out.
Well, we'll see. Depends on if he holds the door open for me or not.
He seems like a nice guy.
He does. He really does.
He's a classic guy.
He looks like Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
I don't know. Are you? We're going to find out.
His nickname's going to be Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, my mother came over to talk to you. First of all, she came over to our friend Joe and said, my favorite part of the podcast is when they make fun of you. I'm like, that's not Steve.
And she's known Joe for 20 years. Yeah. And
She's like, it's not. I'm like, nope, that's Joe. Then she made her way over to you eventually, yeah?
Right. Oh, a couple times. Yeah, she sat next to me, made sure I had enough food. She made sure I gave her a kiss goodbye. She's like, you, get over here and give me a kiss goodbye. I was like, yes, ma'am. I will do.
What'd you say your favorite part of the podcast was, though?
Making fun of me, which it is. That's everybody's favorite part of the podcast is when everybody makes fun of me.
It's the whole podcast.
That should be the name of it. But
I had a good time. I'm glad everyone else did.
Yeah. I looked at Nicole. I'm like, if this was ever our party, I'd have a heart attack by now.
Why?
There was so many. It was chaos
all the time.
Yeah, and I don't like chaos. If that was my party, I would have had a heart attack.
Why?
I just would have. I would have worried about everyone hitting their head on something, or my daughter ended up in the men's room at one point, and no one knew where she was, and my son found her in the men's room. Nicole's like, "Where's Alana?" I'm like, "I don't know." And I got up, and
there was
Christian.
A lot of drinking.
And there's Christian walking out of the men's room with Alana, and I'm like, "What are you guys doing?" He's like, "I went to go pee, and she's there."
I found her.
Yeah.
Do I get a prize? Your daughter was my favorite because I saw the first thing your wife said there was no candy, so all I did was give her candy.
Yeah, thanks.
Over and over and over again. I was like, "You want to come hang out?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "I'll give you candy." And she gave her hand right to me. We walked right over to the candy.
You had every kind of food at that party.
Oh,
yeah.
So
and
delicious.
all the kids ate were M&Ms.
Well, we made a mistake
Starburst.
by setting up. We did a candy bar for my first daughter, so we're like, we're gonna do a candy bar again.
Yeah.
But last time it was like the hall had like 2 levels, so it was off on another level.
Right.
Like when they did the dessert later. This one it was in one room, and I set it up. Like your son was the first one who figured it out.
Yeah.
He walked right over to all these little M&M dispensers, and he turned it, and M&M fell down. And I saw his eyes start left, start right, looking for you. Then he reached in and grabbed it, and I went, "You can just take the whole thing." And he was like, "Can I?" And I was like, "Yeah, just don't tell your mom." And then he turned to your wife and goes, "He said I can have this." He just walked away. I'm like, I don't know if you know how a secret works.
He obviously doesn't.
No.
He can't hide, and he doesn't know how secrets work.
No, I said, "Just don't tell your mom." Immediately, "Mom, can I have this?" He said I couldn't. He just ran away.
Oh, he had like 4 of them. I'm like, you have to put 3 of them back. You keep 1 of them.
So I filled all those.
Yeah.
So it was a 1-pound bag of M&Ms filled 4. So we ate a pound of M&Ms yesterday. That's got to be a lot of red dye.
And there was
a lot of red poop.
Monica's family is Spanish.
Yes.
And it was a very Spanish people are very. They throw great parties. They love to drink. They love to dance. They're loud. It's great, right? It's a wonderful time. And they were dancing. There was everybody was on the dance floor. Everyone's having a good time. Nobody cared if there were children on the dance floor.
Nobody.
There were like 6-inch heels. Yeah. All these beautiful women dancing, doing their dances and stuff with these big heels. No one cared if there were children on the dance floor. I'm just looking, I'm like, someone's going to get killed. Someone's going to get killed. Someone's going to get a friggin' high heel put through their face.
Isabella came over to me crying, and I'm like, what's wrong? And then one of our cousins, Monica's cousins, come over. She's like, I stepped on her foot with a heel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, go back and dance. She'll be fine. And then I was like, wiggle your toes, because I thought they were broken. For certain, I thought they were broken.
Because Alana had hula hoops.
Yeah.
Right? And she's putting the hula hoop on the dance floor and jumping in and out of the hula hoop.
Yeah.
And she picked it up to move it somewhere else.
Just took out somebody?
And as she picked it up, somebody's leg went into it. And I'm like, holy shit, 4 people are going to go down right now, all on top of my daughter.
Call 911.
Thank God, like, Alana let go of it, and they kicked it. Like, it flew, like, across the room. I was like, oh,
like
thank
Captain
God.
I may become immune to it. I didn't notice it at all.
Oh, no, man. I was tense.
I didn't
like. Yeah, you didn't notice it because you don't have kids.
It was, I didn't.
No, the kids are having a great time, and I was like, just sit here and enjoy it. Just sit here and enjoy it. This food is amazing. Just don't even look. Don't even look.
It was just controlled chaos.
Yeah. Well, no, there was no control. There was no control. It was fun chaos.
Yeah, after we did, my youngest one had seen where they wrap, like, for the kids' parties, they get toilet paper and you wrap up someone as a mummy.
Right.
It's actually much harder to do than you think, because toilet paper rips.
Unless you have Charmin.
Yeah, well, they got the one ply.
Yeah,
oh,
they
my
did. We
God.
got Scott's.
It was unbelievably bad. But we got 24 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah.
And they were all unrolled on the floor.
Yeah.
And when, like, the owner of the place was family, when he walked in, he was like, who's cleaning all this up? And I was like, I'll take care of it.
You are?
We had the kids do it. But that was a lot of toilet paper.
Yeah. Tons of toilet paper.
Yeah.
And you were a good mummy. You were a good mummy.
That was... we got up early, right? And we had to go to the... Last time we did the 10 o'clock mass. But getting the 3 ladies in my house ready last time...
Yeah.
Like, the mass had started, we had to run the older one in. Like, just go in. So this time, like, we're going to book the later one.
Okay.
But that meant the party, like, was right on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in there, and the priest starts doing his homily, and he calls for a volunteer to come up because he's got props. And I was like, oh no. I pulled out my phone, and I saw, like, it was 56 minutes from the church to the hall, and it was only 1 hour in between. I'm like, I started sweating when mass broke an hour. I was like, oh no, we went an hour and 15.
Ooh.
I was like, Father, wrap it up.
We got places to be.
Yeah. We went outside, and they're like, we're all going to take a picture together. I'm like, no, we're not. We're gonna go. They want to take a picture like all the community kids. Nope, we got to go.
What kind of props did he have?
He was
like Carrot Top?
No, he was...
Gallagher?
It was like that. He was telling a story about...
Body of Christ.
Yeah.
Now it's the blood of Christ.
It's a miracle. Anyway.
It was Jesus telling a story about how
fish.
he's the vine and you're all the branches. Like a vineyard, and like if you tend to him well, you get fruit, whatever.
Yeah.
And like that's not a reference anyone in modern day is going to understand.
Right.
So he was like, well, you're a lamp and Jesus is the electricity. And he would like plug you in. And he's like, we've turned away from Christ. And he'd unplug it and plug it back in, showing that like Christ is what powers you up.
Yeah, sure.
It was a stretch.
Yeah.
It was a stretch.
It brings light to your soul.
Yeah. But I just want, like, we got a party to go to.
Right.
A lot of money. We got to go.
Yeah, but it was a family owned place.
Right. Yeah, we have a family owned place. But I don't want to be late.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got there with a minute to spare.
So Nicole and I were like, I had bought movie tickets to Infinity War 2 months ago.
Right.
For that Sunday. You gave me the invitation 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I told you about it. I just forgot to give you the invitation.
Right. Well, tell me about it. It means nothing. I need that invitation. You got to tell my wife anything if you want me to remember anything. So I wouldn't have bought tickets for that movie if I would have known that the party was there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, we're not going to go to the movies. And then I asked Nicole, I was like, what time is the party? She goes, 2 o'clock. I'm like, oh, 2 o'clock. And it's in Jersey, which is right
Yeah, it was right over the bridge.
for us.
It was right over the bridge, yeah.
I was like, let's go to the movie.
Right.
So we went to the movie. And I was like, well, what time's the mass? And Nicole's like, I think the mass is at noon. I was like, the mass is at noon in Long Island?
Yes.
And she's like, yeah. I was like, the party's at 2 in Jersey?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I was like, we got time.
Yeah.
we got plenty of time.
I made it.
Yeah.
I put up
Did you
my...
go over George Washington?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I put up my app, it said, like, you're going to be there at 2:40. I'm like, ooh. And then it just kept, would you like to do a faster route? Yes, I would. Would you like to do a faster route? Yes, I would. I just kept hitting yes, I would. Got it down to 3 minutes after.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was flying.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Whew.
Cursing and yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, my little one kept like, why are you cursing, Dad? Like, you want to go to this party, right? Then shut up. Chew your Eucharist and shut up. I just had a good time. I had a really good time.
Yeah, it was a great time.
I had a really good time.
So I watched a whole bunch of stuff. I ended up watching Knife or Death.
Oh.
Right? Now, I enjoy this show. But
you would.
Did you watch it?
No.
Why not?
Why would I?
Because you don't research anything you talk about. That's right. So, in Knife or Death, you don't have to make the knife. It could be someone else made you the knife.
Well, then what kind of contest is that?
Right? Right? So you bring the knife in, and it's like, oh, well, I know this guy. I bought it from this Smith in Pennsylvania, whatever, and you bring it in. And there's this, the beginning of the show is so stupid. They bring in this guy who has like a mat in front of him. I forget what these mats are called, that they cut these mats. That's what they use like on all these knife shows. They cut up these Asian mats, whatever. And it's
never watched the knife show.
Me either.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. I don't know what context I have, but he's like,
you know what I used to test a knife?
What?
A body.
Ooh,
no, it hits the floor.
Yeah,
it works.
It works. So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna, it's a pretty nice knife, and blah blah blah. I'm gonna give it a few hacks on the mat, and see if it's up to the test, right?" And he hacks at this thing, and most of the knives cut through this mat easily.
It shatters to pieces
once or twice, and then he goes, "Yeah, your knife's good. Good luck." And then it's onto the obstacle course, right?
It's like in Zelda, take this, there's danger ahead.
So then this guy comes in with like what looks like a steak knife, right? And he's like, well, it's
What Smith did you get this from? Kmart. Oh.
He goes, well,
comes in a set of 8.
He's like, well,
it's got a matching spoon.
There's not much mass to it, so you're probably going to have some issues, and it's not very long, but I'm going to give a couple of hacks at the mat and see if it's up to the test, right? So he hacks at this thing. He barely cuts through half of it. And I'm like, oh, he's not going to let the guy go, because this is like the prelims. Yeah. Right? You have to pass this qualifying test. Right. And he goes, well, it's not going to do very well, but good luck. And he gives it to him. I'm like, what the hell is the point of this guy? Right. Like, if he's going to pass all the knives, we don't need this guy.
You should show up there with a spoon.
Yeah, right.
I'm here.
So then you go...
Tis a magic spoon. Changes color in milk.
So then you go through... Tis a magic spoon. So the obstacle course, you want to know what's like parts of the obstacle course? So you have to...
It was forged in the fire of a sun by a dwarf.
You have to cut through a bucket of sand.
What?
There's a bucket of sand.
When in the history of knives has anyone ever cut through a bucket of sand?
I have no idea.
Why wouldn't you just pour out the bucket?
Was it a metal bucket or a plastic bucket?
It's like a Lowe's bucket, like a plastic Lowe's bucket full of sand with a counterweight.
Lowe's. They just tape over it.
Tape over it. It's on a counterweight balance. So
it says use.
So when you cut the bucket, the sand pours out and the weight's supposed to hit the floor.
Yeah.
And when the weight hits the floor...
you cut through the bucket, you just cut a hole.
Well, no, you got to stab or slash the bucket. And the sand comes out, and then the counterweight hits the ground, and then you can move on to the next thing. So you have to cut a bucket, you have to cut a wooden box full of like wood chips. You have to get there was like irrigation kind of French drain pipes, those like plastic pipes. They fill those up with sand. You got to cut through those things. Then there's a hanging fish. You got to cut through the fish. There's a whole bunch of. There's a block of ice.
In case you ever can't get around a fish, you have to hack your way through one.
There's
oh no, the Joker's attacking.
There's
the penguin.
There's a 4-foot block of ice with a tube in the middle filled with red paint, and you got to hack through it till you get to the red paint. And this is all timed.
With your steak knife.
With your steak knife. Well, one guy came with a katana. One guy came with like a friggin' Braveheart, double-handed job.
Yeah.
Some guys come with like, daggers, because they think they're awesome.
Switchblade.
I love the people who because I've watched like 3 or 4 episodes at this point now. And Goldberg's the commentary. He's like, oh, he's going to really knock the crap out of this bucket. And then like the knives break. Like they hack at the bucket and the blade just cracks in half. And then they get disqualified. But I love the guys who they're all like martial artsy and they're doing all these moves like they're martial arts guys, and then their friggin' knives break on the box.
But you can buy your knife.
You can buy your knife from a smith, yeah.
I would assume
a handful of people have made their own
because most of the smiths go, I like all my fingers. It's
Right.
sort of my living.
Yeah.
I don't want to be hacking at buckets of ice
Let's
and
make a knife and try to sell it to one of
boxes
these
full
guys.
of fish.
Well, they do like make these guys wear a lot of like armor almost, so that they don't kill themselves. They make them wear big, thick gloves, just in case they let go of the knife and it slips through.
Says Steve.
Yeah, exactly. I
He could never be on this show.
Only if there's a bagel. I have to stop at the bagel.
That's the last test of the knife. It's a sesame seed bagel. I'm out.
He gives the guy the knife. This is what you're gonna use. He cut through a bagel. I cut through my finger.
For those of you who don't know, I got 2 stitches in my finger trying to cut a bagel one day, and I never lived it down.
You should go on. I'll buy you any bagel knife you want.
I have a glamdring in my attic. That's if you don't know what glamdring is, that's Gandalf's sword from
but
The
it's
Hobbit.
a movie prop.
That was shattered to pieces instantly.
Instantly, right?
You got to go with your knife. It's tasted blood before.
It's a Calphalon.
So does anyone fancy? Yeah. So does anyone make it through?
Yeah. Well, only the first episode, no one made it through the obstacle course at all. 4 people got DQ'd, and like 3 people had to stop once they couldn't cut through something.
Or their thumb came off.
So whoever's the fastest out of the 2 fastest that didn't get DQ'd have to then go like do a challenge on their like another obstacle course.
Now, what stops like one of these shards of knives going into somebody's
Yeah, that's what I
face?
mean.
They have goggles. They make them wear goggles.
A goggle's not going to stop a knife from going into your eye.
Well, I mean, I guess they sign waivers. But I don't
They
know.
sign a waiver.
They sign a waiver.
It's like going to a gun range and putting the goggles on.
Imagine, though, years later, you're sitting there with a patch on. And go, what happened? I was blinded by a knife. How?
Ooh.
Hacking a fish.
No, bucket of sand.
I was cutting through a bucket of sand. What? It's a long story. Goldberg was there.
I love the commentary though, and it's actually better commentary than the Forged in Fire guys.
Okay,
because those guys are they have nothing to say. What are they gonna say?
How did that get on TV?
Dude, I DVR it every week. I watch it every week. I'm like, I wonder if this guy's gonna make it.
Can you believe that knife?
There's this one dude who like a lot of these guys are actually in. They do competitions. Like this is a thing. Like there are competitions around the country for bladesmithing or cutting things. I forget what it was.
Butcher.
No, it's not
bladesmithing or cutting things.
Yeah, I forget what the competitions are called, but it's
but
fun.
there's got to be a good knife. Like,
oh yeah, this one dude tore it up. He got through he basically got through the whole thing in like 2.5 minutes. He messed up on one thing, so he got a penalty, like a 30-second penalty because he didn't complete a task. But this guy was badass, and then they're gonna keep the winners from every week, and then that's like the winners competition.
Do they come back with the same knife every week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching. Want to hear something funny?
Do they name the knives?
Oh, I don't know. They didn't answer. That would be funny.
This is Stabby and Stabby Jr. Son of Stabby.
So I
it's like King Griffey Jr.
I do the sci-fi club at my school, right?
Uh-huh.
So I let them bring in video game consoles and plug them into the projector. Then they can play it on like a 70-inch screen, right?
Mr. I, can we bring in a video game? Do I have to do anything? Nope. Proceed.
Are you going to throw open the back of my classroom?
Yeah.
Nope. You're going to pass out and hit your head on the radiator? Nope.
We're good. We're good. So this kid...
I'm going to be over here doodling.
So every week, the same kid brings in the Nintendo Switch.
Uh-huh.
And he plugs in and they're playing. And you got to understand, like, the kids that come to the sci-fi club are not the cool kids of the school. Like, we don't have many cool kids to begin with because we're like a prep, a smart prep school and stuff. But just imagine.
What he's saying is there's a school of bullies somewhere just pounding their hands into their fists.
Right. So just waiting outside my door, waiting for them all to come out. Right. So just kind of picture 2 of the nerdiest kids you'll ever see in your life. Just picture that in your head, right?
Okay.
And one of them says, did you go out? Did you see this movie the other day? And he goes, no, I really don't go out. I don't have many friends. And this one kid goes, I'll come over anytime you want. And the kid goes, nah, I'm good.
What?
Like, How bad do you have to be for the kid who says, I never go out, I have no friends, to say, nah, please don't come over. I don't want you over my house. That kid is really bad. Yeah. I was dying. I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting there doodling, talking to Pat Megno, and this kid's
What are you going to do when he's not there anymore?
I don't know. I just doodle, I guess. Don't not talk to anybody. But yeah. Oh man, I have no friends. I'll come over anytime. Nah, I'm all right.
Hard pass.
Yeah. So they're playing this game on the Switch, and it's.
I love that this is a club.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a club.
He was gonna try to defend it there for a minute, and he went, nah.
I actually inherited this club because like all the teachers have to do a club.
No one wants to do this Europe.
So they were like, "Do you want to do the sci?" When I got there, like, "You want to do the sci-fi club?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I love sci-fi. I'll do the sci-fi club." And it began as us like watching sci-fi movies.
What's the enrollment? We go get all the kids out of their lockers. We put them in your room. At the end of the day, round up all the ones who were in lockers.
We actually
all the ones crying without milk money.
We actually have like the third biggest club in the school.
All
now.
the ones hung on hooks by their underwear. Oh, go into Mr. I's room, all of you.
Give me your wedgie. You're crying.
Sanctuary.
That's what he calls his room.
The doors open, the music from Jurassic Park's hit.
Oh no, I got like 40 members in this club, man. And it's every like 3 times a week, 40 kids in my class during this little club time during the day, and we put on events. We're impactful in the school. We raise money for service trips and things. It's pretty good. But they played the worst games in the world. They play it was called Virtual Lock. Okay, so on the screen are 2 locks like you would see on a locker.
This is really practicing to get out.
And you have to, that's really
You're on the inside of the locker.
God.
And you have to hold the controller and you have to turn it like you're turning a doorknob. And you feel the vibrations, and when the vibrations get really, really, really fast, you're close to the number in the lock. And then you have to go the opposite way to find the other number, and then you know how it is. You got to find 3 numbers. And I'm like, you guys know that there's a hallway full of lockers outside. You don't have to be playing this on the Switch. And then there was another game.
Real locks give them palpitations.
Another game was like soda bottle shake, where you had to shake the soda bottle until it like exploded. Yeah, this was awkward. This one was a little awkward. That these kids are
like, we're gonna turn this game off now.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay, all right, we won't play that one. We'll play the milk the cow one, which was even worse than shake the soda bottle.
What kind of games are those?
I don't know. I think it might be like the games that come with the Switch. I don't think you buy these games. I would hope you don't buy these games.
I don't know.
You have a Switch?
Yeah, I have Zelda and Mario.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's on. I don't know.
You need to come up with a list of approved games for your science club.
Yeah, right. But that's all I. I wasted plenty of time watching these kids play.
You should
soda
play.
Bottle shake. I did the locks, and I lost. And I'm like, wow, you guys are really good at virtual locks. Congratulations! I got all pissed off.
What he doesn't know, they're all at his house tonight, picking his lock at his door.
I'm gonna go draw something, you nerds.
Beat it, nerds!
Beat it, nerds.
Todd Nauck sent them a message, break me out of here. They're all practice feverishly.
I captured my own nerdy list in my basement. You'll all live in someone's basement one day.
You'll realize it. All right. That was fun. Let's move on to our main topic. Our main topic tonight is...
Slavery for drawings isn't right.
Avengers Infinity War, the most anticipated movie of Dinner and a Podcast of the year 2018. Did it live up to the hype? Did it not live up to the hype? You're going to find out our review. So, as we always do, let's put it on a scale of Transformers to John Wick. 0 being Transformers, 10 being the love John Wick has for his dog. And for me personally, this is going to get the love for John Wick's dog.
What else is he rated there? Everything else?
Nope.
Yeah.
That's a 10?
Nope. No, nothing was a 10. This is a 10. This is actually a 9.8. I'm giving it a 9.8. For one reason. Or 2 reasons. A tenth of a point per reason.
Because your scale is completely invalid, that reason?
No. Joe, what do you give it?
9.5.
9.5? Okay. Michael?
6.
No. Maybe 7.5, 8.
Okay. I'm going to make a prediction. It's episode 77. By episode 92, Mike's going to be like, you know what? I bought the Blu-ray. It's really good.
No.
That's what he's going to say.
I will start off right now by saying it's an excellent movie.
Uh-huh.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
It is not what I want out of a superhero movie.
Okay.
It's excellent. Like, I think as far as superhero movies, this one you'd classify as a film.
Okay.
That, like that. Like, those are all movies. They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
This is clearly a film. Like, it tells a story.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of emotional weight to it.
Yes.
There's a lot of heart in it.
Mm-hmm.
They handle a lot of characters very, very well.
We're going spoilers in, just letting you know.
I was really trying purposely to avoid that.
Oh, no, go for it.
They handle a lot very well. They tell an excellent story. They actually, like, stuff has happened in other movies that you don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this felt like it had weight and consequence. And at the end, it gave you a real emotional reaction.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You had a real it physically changed your emotional state by the end of
that happened to me throughout the movie.
Slept in 4 days.
Yeah, I haven't stopped talking about this in 4 days.
But you know what I mean? Like, at the end of that movie, you felt different than when you went in.
Yeah.
Where the other ones they're fun.
Yeah.
This is not fun.
It's fun for a little bit. It ends not fun.
Overall, it's not a fun film.
No, it's
right?
not, and we knew that.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But I think for me, and this is just my preference, I want my superhero movies to be fun.
Yeah.
And I want my kind of dramas to be dramas, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't go to superhero movies for drama.
Right.
Because listen, on the scale of like, is this a great drama? It's not.
Okay.
It's not The Godfather. It's not
Right.
Shawshank Redemption. It's
Right.
not a great drama. You know, it's not Heat. It's not Casino. But it's a very good movie.
Mm.
It's very good. It's just I'm looking for different things for my superhero movies.
It's everything that we dislike about the DC movies that they've just did in Marvel's form, and
they did
better.
it way better than yes.
Because like if you watch Batman vs Superman and Justice League, they try to give you a little bit of all that like deeper meaning behind things, and we just rip it apart because it's just
and that's like
silly.
We've always like I particularly picked apart the kind of plot holes and stuff in the DC movies. When you sit back and look at this one, there are some.
Yes, and I think to what you just said, Joe, where they did what DC did. I'm going to disagree with you there because DC had no direction.
No, but like you had Batman vs Superman, which was a very heavy concept.
But if it was a good story, it would have worked.
Right.
I think you're talking about the tone, right?
Yeah,
the tone of this
the
is
tone,
more like a DC movie has been. The tone is dark and heavy.
It's more like DC
than Marvel. Marvel's been very light, very airy. Popcorn movies is a good way to describe them.
But
right?
there's a lot of laughter in this movie.
Yeah,
there are jokes in this movie.
Yes, there are, but those jokes are forcefully drowned in a river of sadness.
It starts off very bleak, and then it picks up again, and then it ends where.
But most of that is really bleak too, if you really look at it.
Yeah.
Every victory is followed by like, oh, there's 12 more defeats. I will not argue that it's good. It's a good movie. I enjoyed the experience of watching it. Yeah. I don't think I enjoyed. You wouldn't say it was a joyful experience to watch it. You know,
I had the most fun I've ever had at a movie the first time we saw this.
Oh no, I would not say that.
The three of us, we were on the edge of our seats, yelling, clapping, gasping.
Most fun. It's not like Thor Ragnarok was fun.
Yeah,
like that was a fun movie experience.
I was engaged through the whole movie.
Yes, this one is super engaging for a completely different set of reasons.
I left this movie extremely I was excited afterwards.
Oh,
I know it's not. I know it's not gonna be what it ended up as.
No, I get that, but
so I'm not the 11-year-old kid who actually thinks all these guys are gone.
No, I sat in a full movie theater on Thursday night.
Yeah.
I missed the one with you guys. I went late with my brother.
Yeah,
and we sat in a movie theater, and at the end of the 2 hours 40
crying.
minutes,
hysterical.
It ended.
Yeah,
and silent. You could have heard a pin drop.
Yeah,
it was silence for a good 2 or 3 minutes, and you could see everyone just kind of processing what they
just saw. The girl next to me was weeping.
Yeah, they were handing the girl in front of us tissues, like people from down the aisle.
Yeah, I don't know if
And I joked about that when we got there. I should just bring a box of tissues for everybody.
So I think there was one death.
Yeah.
That had emotional weight to
it's
it.
going to be the same one for all of us.
There were 2 deaths.
Okay.
That I think had emotional weight. The rest were kind of throwaways.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think one of them was because the actor did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was because it actually felt like it had some consequence.
Right.
The rest of them, you're like, oh, they're all coming back.
Right.
You know, how they're going to come back, I don't know. So do we want to just start spoiling this movie now?
Well, what did you think, like, overall, of the movie, Joe?
Like I said, going into it, I knew what to expect. I know what the Infinity Gauntlet is. I know what it does. I know all the background story behind it. So going into it, I knew you were going to have deaths. I knew that this was not going to be a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that there was part 2 coming, so there's going to be repercussions for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about the comic book and the movie, and they just did a really good job of picking specific things
Mm-hmm.
and taking it and putting it in the movie. We'll talk about it in specifics later, but like they just get it. And watching that movie with you, like where you're like, all right, I'm gonna sit here, and you see other people cheering, you're like, oh, okay. And then by the end of the movie, you're with everybody else cheering and gasping and slapping the person next to you. Did you see that? Can you believe this happened?
I shook your brother violently about 3 times.
Yeah.
In excitement. Here's my question for both of you. Did it meet your expectations?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it did.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed.
I wasn't disappointed at all.
Right.
I'm super glad I saw it. I want to see it again.
Yeah.
I can't wait for part 4.
For me, like I said, it's nothing to do with the quality. I just want different things out of my superhero movies.
This was everything I wanted in a superhero movie.
This is how I'll describe it, and this is really high praise.
Yeah.
I think this is Empire for the Marvel universe.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard people
Empire.
say that. Yeah.
It has the same feeling. The first time you saw Empire, you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Han Solo's frozen, Luke Skywalker doesn't have an arm, Princess Leia's like, it's just, the whole movie is so screwed up.
Yeah.
Darth Vader's his dad, like, what the hell?
And that ends up being the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And
agreed.
I think once it settles in a little bit more, I think that people, because the numbers on the Rotten Tomatoes and everything else, they're going up gradually.
Well, you saw it. You saw it twice. We've only
I saw it
seen
3
it
times
once.
in 4 nights.
So, like, does it get better every time you go watch it, or does it hold its own every?
It was the second time. It was better than the first.
Right.
And the third time was as good as the second.
Yeah, and see, I think seeing it again will be better because I was so interested to see where it was going.
Right.
I almost kind of...
Yeah.
You don't pay
missed a lot
attention
of
to the other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, how are they going to wrap this up? And where are they getting with, like, like I didn't have... I didn't enjoy... There were things in it that I know I didn't enjoy because I was waiting to see, like, well, where is this going? How's this going to end?
Right.
Who are they going to kill? Like, I was just waiting
Right.
to see how they did it.
I was just blown away at how they were able to put into place the pieces of all these movies for 10 years to get them all into this one place almost seamlessly. It's not perfectly seamless because I'm sure you're going to tell me that there are things that aren't seamless in it. But getting I don't know if we want to get into this. Maybe we should just get into spoilers.
Yeah,
at this
just,
point.
yeah, whatever.
So getting the eye to Thor.
Oh, yeah.
From, and making sure that Winter Soldier's in Wakanda. You need people in certain places. You need certain props in certain places, all for this stuff to kind of come together and coalesce.
Well, so the question is, do you think they wrote with the end in mind?
That's what I'm saying.
Or they were like, this is where we are. How do we pull everything together?
Right.
I mean, if
I don't think they wrote with the end in mind.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think about halfway through, they went, let's start to bring this shit
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Because all these movies had to... Now, if you had to tell somebody, because like somebody asked me, what do I need to see in order to understand this
before
movie?
we spoil it, all right, let's do that.
In my opinion, you need to see Guardians 1. Because it gives you an overview of the stones.
Yes.
Agreed.
Thor Ragnarok.
I don't think you need to see that.
You don't think?
I don't think you do.
Well, you don't think you need to know how Thor ended up on that ship?
I don't think it's important.
That's an after credit scene.
Or how he ended up with an eye patch?
Again,
or why the Hulk is with him?
No, because the Avengers, if you watch the Avengers, you know they're a team.
But Avengers Age of Ultron, you don't need to watch that movie.
No, I
at
don't.
all.
I said Avengers 1.
The first Avengers, I think, is necessary.
Yes.
Yep.
Guardians 1, I think, is necessary. And I think Civil War is necessary.
Okay.
Yes. That's all I think's necessary.
Then on the cusps, I would say maybe Ragnarok because of the ending, and maybe Black Panther because they're in Wakanda a lot.
Yeah, but he's in Civil War.
True.
Civil War explains Wakanda.
Yeah, I don't think you need Wakanda.
I think it's
Okay.
3 movies.
Yeah. Avengers,
Guardians, and Civil War.
Okay.
I think that's what you need to watch.
Because
you get an explanation of every character, basically.
Why Thanos is doing what he's doing.
Which he explains in this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I think is way better than the explanations in the comics. They took a really interesting way to make him
relevant.
Almost sympathetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you don't hate him.
Right. Because then okay, so let's talk about his motivations. Thanos' motivation.
Okay.
Which was, in my opinion, I thought it was a little weak.
Did you really?
It's not something that made me dislike the movie, but I was like, well,
I thought it was really well done, that.
I think he's the antithesis to Tony Stark, who wants to solve every problem, but he doesn't always have the solution.
Right.
And Thanos' logic is, well, why solve all the problems when you can just get rid of the problem?
Right.
I actually think his thing's more than that. It is, I have the conviction to do what you're not willing to do.
Right.
Right.
I will go down as the worst person in the universe,
If
but
it
I'm going
means
to
gonna
save
save
the universe.
Right. Because what his motivation is there's too many people
In his mind,
in his mind,
he's a good guy.
Right. There's too many people in the universe, and there's not enough resources.
Everything's
to go around.
finite.
Right. So we have to wipe out half the
Because he
population.
lost his planet, or I guess technically Titan.
Yeah, Titan.
They never say it's a moon, right?
Right.
Right.
But in the comics, it's Titan, the moon of
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Yeah, Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Saturn.
Yeah, it's I don't.
Jupiter's.
remember.
That's Jupiter's moon.
Yeah, Titan. Right.
Yeah.
He's from there. That society collapses because
The resources ran out.
global warming, population growth, whatever. Too much excess of modern society.
Yeah.
They collapse. He's the last one left.
And he told them,
hey, we need to cull the only way out of this is cull the population.
right, and we'll do it in a way that is fair.
Egalitarian.
No matter if you're rich, poor, it's random.
Yeah.
But half of you got to go.
Yeah.
And everyone called him the Mad Titan, or
Yeah.
he's like, they called me a madman.
Yeah.
So then he figures, because what his
And he's proven to be right.
right, and
Because
what
they can't save their society.
and what he does is he goes around to planets, killing half the population of all the planets,
And they flourish.
and they flourish. So he's like, well, I can do this a lot quicker if I had Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of buys into his own that if this is working,
Right.
let me just do this to everyone at once.
Right. And it'll be a lot quicker if I have Infinity Stones. So let me go find them. So that's when he sends out Loki in Avengers. He sends out Ronan in
Yes.
Guardians
Yep.
1, which all makes a lot of sense now. And they failed.
Gamora and Nebula.
And then he goes, I'll do it myself. And that's kind of the start of this whole thing. In the comics, he's trying to impress a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
no, I prefer this better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. I prefer this better.
I didn't dislike it, but I was like, because then I was talking to Nicole about
It
it.
makes more sense.
It's a man who's trapped in his own psychology.
Right. And she's like, well, he just wanted what was good for the planet, or he just wanted what was good for the galaxy. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, well, Hitler thought that's what he was doing good for the world too, by
Correct.
killing half
But
the...
in his think of the strength of your convictions that gives you.
Right.
When you're convinced that everyone else is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one who sees the way and is willing to do what's necessary.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's his greatest strength is he will do whatever. I understand you think I'm wrong, but let me show you anyway. Like
Right.
that. Most people don't have that conviction.
Yeah.
You have an idea and everyone goes, "You're an idiot." You go, "I must be an idiot." He goes, "No. You're an idiot. And I'm
Right.
doing this anyway."
And it's kind of evident.
Hate me, I
because
don't care.
He doesn't just kill everybody.
No.
He can. I mean, he can kill all the humans.
He doesn't
that's
want
not
to.
what he wants
Right.
to do.
He just kind of
Right.
like toys with them to send the message, hey, look, you're not going to beat me.
No, I think most people he tries not to kill.
Right.
Yeah. He doesn't kill Thor.
He doesn't kill Drax.
Doesn't kill Drax.
Or Mantis.
Like I don't think he wants to kill at all.
Right.
He just goes, "This is what I have to do. If you stop me from doing this,
Yeah.
I might kill you."
Right.
You know, but he's like I think he's probably the best villain they've done.
Yes.
Because he actually is complex.
Yes.
And he's not just like twiddling his
throwaway
mustache,
villain.
crazy villain. Like, why are you evil? Because evil's fun. Like, he's not like that at all.
Right.
I thought Thanos was great. I thought he looked great.
Yeah, he did.
You gave a shit about him. I really enjoyed him as a character.
So, any favorite characters in the movie?
Oh, we're gonna jump right to that.
Yeah, why not? Because we're gonna get to the spoilers. So let's just.
My opinion, I think Thor stole the show.
Okay.
I think Thor. This was a great Thor moment. The humans, in my opinion, were downplayed, and I think it was rightly so.
Yes.
That they were downplayed because they were out of their league a little bit. So, like, you didn't get a lot of Winter Soldier. You didn't get a lot of War Machine. You didn't get a lot of
Bruce Banner,
Black Widow, Bruce Banner. You got a lot of the cosmic people and the important.
Do you know why I think Thor was good?
Why?
Do you know who wrote all that dialogue?
No.
James Gunn wrote all the Guardian scenes.
Oh.
Okay.
So, like, he was brought in to write all the Guardian scenes, and that dialogue has a very Guardians of the Galaxy feel.
Yeah.
It's quick, it's witty. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, how did they write that so well?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's different writers, but that bit felt like
Right.
Guardians. Like, when they cut away to them, you're like, oh, this is a Guardians movie.
Yeah.
Then it cut back, it felt like...
Well, it felt... I turned to Johnny at one point. I was like, it's like we're watching 3 movies.
Yeah.
Because they split up into, like, 3 different teams almost. You had the Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Iron Man team.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the Guardians with Thor. And then you had Captain America...
And all the Earth
Vision,
heroes.
And all those guys in Wakanda. And it was like you're watching 3 different movies, and all of a sudden it's just 2 of those converge into one, where Thor comes to Earth. And
they converged them all really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like, oh man. So, did you ask me who my favorite character was?
Yeah.
I would say Thor. There was one point, Thor is talking to Rocket. They were going on their mission to go get the hammer, get the new hammer. I can't pronounce the name of the planet they were going to, where the forge is.
I can't remember.
But he was talking to him like, well, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to beat this guy? And he goes, well, he's never fought me. And he's like, yeah, he did. He beat you.
Right.
Well, he's never fought me twice. And it was vulnerable Thor.
Oh, as a man trying to convince himself that he could do this.
Yeah.
But
he didn't beat me with my hammer.
Right.
But he had nothing left to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he lists everything he's lost.
Yeah.
At this one, he's like, whatever.
Yeah. Rocket's like, well, you lost your brother? Yeah, I lost my brother. Oh, you lost your sister? Yeah, I lost my sister. Lost my best friend.
No, I murdered my sister.
Yeah, I murdered my sister.
Yeah.
And
Lost my dad.
Do you
My
have a best
mom's
friend?
dead.
Yeah, stabbed through the heart. And he was like, what if you lose? And he's like, well, if I lose,
That's what I mean. He has nothing left to lose.
Yeah.
And it was
Thor's a man that's been pushed beyond his limit.
And you never seen Thor like that. And I think Hemsworth did a great job of being vulnerable in that little moment.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Was that little talk between him and Rocket. And that was so who was your favorite character?
I liked Peter Quill.
Okay.
And I like Spider-Man.
Mr. Lord.
Yeah. I like their dynamics throughout the whole movie because it gave you a lightheartedness.
Yeah.
And then Star-Lord just takes a dive out of his character and you're like, holy shit.
I love how Star-Lord was jealous of Thor.
Yeah, because they're all kind of like swooning over him.
Yeah, like he's like a pirate had a baby with an angel.
That was Drax, though.
It was Drax.
Drax still has some of the best lines in that movie. And that line killed me in the theater.
Look at his arms.
Yeah, it's like they're made of tiny pieces of metal. Yeah. And he's like, put his muscles down. That's it. Put his muscles down.
That line, though, he said, oh, he looks like a pirate and an angel had a baby. It was so good.
Is he mocking me?
Am I mocking you?
And then they said, look at his muscle, or look at his abs. And Peter's like, I got abs. And Rocket says, you're one sandwich away from being fat.
He's like, making a Bowflex.
Starts mimicking these put on weight.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a Bowflex. I'm going to commit. I'm going to do it.
The Guardian scenes are funny.
Yeah.
The Guardian scenes are funny. And they like...
I like how the soundtrack changed.
Yep.
When it went to different people.
Yeah.
So when you finally get Guardians, it went to Rubber Band Man.
Yep.
Oh, it was great. Who was your favorite character, Mike?
It might have been Thanos.
I can't argue with you there.
Yeah.
Like, I knew all the other characters.
Right.
There's moments I loved, like, Spider-Man had great lines.
Yeah.
I love Drax and Rocket again. But, yeah, Doctor Strange was very good.
Yeah, he was.
But I honestly think my favorite was Thanos. Like, I shouldn't have liked Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
I should have booed him, like, oh, I like Thanos.
Yeah.
Seeing him for the first time on screen was amazing.
When he fought the Hulk?
Yeah.
He kicked
Well,
the
just
Hulk's
like that,
butt.
like him in his armor.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks so good.
It's the scene with the Soul Stone.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, like, cared for a computer-generated character, and I was like, all right, like, I really enjoyed him.
I thought that's how Vision was gonna go anyway.
Not Vision. That's not the Soul Stone. That was the Mind Stone.
Oh, okay. Which one's the Soul? Oh, with Gamora.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you didn't see that coming?
I did. It was, and that's my point. Even then, I still was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, cause they did a good job of selling that whole scene. No,
Yeah.
I 100% saw that. Once they got there, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what's got to happen here. I saw it before she did.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, when he had to get that stone, there was a big cameo.
Oh, yeah.
Of someone that I called, which I was very proud of.
Yes, you did.
I got 2 of my
It wasn't him.
No, it wasn't him, but it was him.
It was an impressionist.
Yeah.
Yes. But Red Skull made an appearance, and I thought it was Lady Death at first. Because it looks like that, the cloaked figure. And then when they unveiled it, it was Red Skull, and I was like, yes!
All right.
I called it.
So we're just going to nerd out on this one. We want to just go right from the beginning?
Man.
All right.
I don't want to go through the whole. I don't want to go through the whole movie. I just think we're doing good just talking about it.
Okay.
Because at this point, people have seen it. They know the way the story went.
Yeah.
I think just, you know what I mean. That was one prediction that I got right. I got 2 predictions wrong. I thought Iron Man and Captain America were going to die, and neither one of them
All right.
did.
So yeah, I think that's the biggest strength of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
No one predicted what was going to happen.
No.
Because they went, what are you all predicting? Okay. And they went completely. Every character that everyone predicted was going to die.
We sat here like, who's
survived.
safe and who's going to die. And everybody that died, we're like, they're safe. No way.
All the people that everyone thought were safe all died. Yeah. Every one of them.
Who was your favorite team up? There were lots of little team ups that you didn't see coming. Who was your favorite team up? Mine, while you guys are thinking about it, I think Thor and Rocket were my favorite.
I see. I hated the scene. I did not like the scene on the Forge.
Oh, I loved it.
I didn't like it at all.
Oh, I really enjoyed that part.
That was his swan song there.
Who?
Thor.
But it wasn't.
What do you mean?
It had no consequence.
Sure it did.
Yeah, it did. If he didn't get the hammer, they couldn't fight Thanos.
He needed a weapon to at least rival.
No, I get that. I have no problem with him going to get the weapon, which I'm fine with.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the point of the dwarf that has hands cut off? He can still make a weapon, right? There's no point. That had no relevance. Peter Dinklage is the giant dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Thanos takes his hands, so he can't make another weapon.
It looked like he covered them in metal.
Yeah.
He makes a weapon.
Yeah.
Right? He has, like, it would have been better if he sacrificed himself to make the weapon, to give it to someone else.
Okay.
Like, there was no, like, oh, you're going to die if you go, take the full brunt of a star.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think that's the brevity of like we were talking about. Thor had nothing to lose, so you're watching this man who starts as sun to make a weapon.
Correct, but that doesn't kill him. So what could kill him? He takes the full radiation of a sun and it doesn't kill him.
Yeah, but it almost did. But he needed the hammer.
It didn't.
But that makes you think
like that would have been better if he died and they're like, Steve Rogers has to wield this now.
But it makes
someone
you think
else who
that
was worthy of it.
He can beat Thanos because he withstood this. He has the weapon now.
Right, but you could have just given him the weapon. But if like there was no consequence to him doing all the stuff in between, it was just kind of dead scene.
Oh,
it was lazy writing.
I really enjoyed it.
I think
it's visually very cool.
Yeah,
but it means nothing in the consequence of the movie. Like he literally goes from I'm being radiated and dead to I'm amazing Thor again. Like that. They don't even give you time in the movie to think about it. Like, wouldn't it have been better if like he opens the thing, then they cut away from him for 20 minutes. You're like, oh my God, is Thor dead? Like, you don't even, like, that's not there at all. They don't give you any time to pay that off.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying.
There's no time, like, at any time where you're like, oh my God, Thor's dead. Never.
No, I never thought Thor was.
But, if you left him there, and you were like, oh my God, is Thor dead? And then have him come back later at the end.
Right.
You could have left with him where he's dead.
Yeah.
Or if you don't see the hammer formed.
Correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you could even tell it as a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
And is Groot worthy?
I don't think Groot can summon the thunder. Oh, but I know what you mean.
He lifts.
But in that moment, he was worthy. Yeah, sure. In that moment, he was worthy.
In my mind, if Thor was going to sacrifice himself, which I think would have been amazing, if he sacrificed himself to give them a weapon to fight Thanos, I thought would have been very cool.
I never thought that he was out of the woods, though. Like, even when he has his axe in Thanos' chest, I was still like, he could be in trouble right now. Like, Thanos can just kill him if he wanted right now. Like, I never thought he was out of the woods. I never thought he was all powerful that nothing can kill him.
No, I know. But, like, I just think you would have given him... Having some of these characters sacrifice themselves instead of him just killing them all to snap his finger, I think would have had more emotional weight to it. If some of the characters had... Loki sacrificed himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That had some weight to it. Heimdall sacrificed himself.
Right.
The Avengers get wiped out because he snaps his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could have given some of them like a choice. I'm sacrificing myself so that we have a chance of winning this.
Well, Gamora tried.
She tried. She tried.
Yeah.
She tried. But ultimately, she didn't sacrifice herself. He kills her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So who was your favorite team up?
I guess Spider-Man and Tony Stark.
That was a good one. Or even Doctor Strange and Tony Stark.
Yeah. They were. Yeah.
I'm tired of Tony Stark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been tired of Tony Stark for a while.
Like, this movie, I was like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Like, you had Doctor Strange, who was, like, kind of like his foil.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, I'm just as good as you.
Yeah.
Let's not go there kind of routine. But I was like, all right, come on. Like,
do you think they downplayed Strange on purpose? Because I think he got down. If you look at it again, everybody kind of makes fun of him and what he can do. Tony calls him a wizard a whole bunch of times, or a magician. Thanos is little like the guy who looks like from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He calls Ebony Maw.
Ebony Maw. He says, "Oh, the children must love you at parties."
Yeah.
You know, you're just full of parlor tricks, this and that. Is that like leading up to him being like supremely powerful later on?
I think you're still. It shows that he's a character still developing.
Yeah.
Like, he's learning all of this in his 40s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's picking this all up where the other characters who know magic have been doing it maybe their whole lives, being trained, right? He's playing this game of catch-up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's more powerful than you think.
Right.
He's probably studying harder than you think. Like, he doesn't come across as that guy.
Yeah.
But he was a brilliant surgeon, so he's probably trying hard to be a brilliant wizard.
He comes across as more confident in this
yes.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
He's clearly gotten better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he, like...
His magic's way better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
And I love that they didn't just do, spangly kung fu bracelet hands.
No, he was throwing, like...
Oh, but they really got to work. They got to work on his hand motions. Like, he's doing rock, paper, scissors. He's like...
Yeah, I know.
And some of it looked kind of lame. You know, but that's still I'm all in.
See, now I disagree with you. I liked Tony Stark in this movie.
I liked him a lot.
He was
better than
willing
normal.
to. He went to space going, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Yes.
He went to space going, I'm going to sacrifice myself to end this finally.
Yeah.
Like, he went there planning on dying because he said it was a one-way trip. He said it to
Spider-Man.
Peter Parker. Like, hey, this is a one-way trip. I don't want you here. This is a one-way trip.
Yeah.
So he was planning on dying to save his friends, his family, everything. I didn't have a problem with it. Plus, he had some brilliant lines in this movie.
Like?
When
you're embarrassing me in front of the wizard.
No, it was I love the line where Peter Parker says, "What's going on?" He goes, "He's from space.
Yeah.
He came to steal a necklace from a wizard."
Yeah.
He's from Space Kid. He came to steal a necklace from a wizard. Like, that killed me in the theater.
Yeah.
He had some great lines.
There was some vulgarness to this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I was very surprised at how, vulgar it was. Not that it was overly vulgar, but it was way more vulgar than a Marvel movie was used
Really?
to.
What do you mean? I didn't even notice it.
Doctor Strange says douchebag.
Yeah.
Rocket says D-hole. Nutsack chin.
Yeah, chin. Yeah.
Just stuff like that. Not that it didn't bother me. I was just a little surprised that they used like 4 or 5, little questionable things.
How'd you guys like Spider-Man Spider Sense?
It was great.
I went back home after the movie and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the trailers now.
Right.
I'm gonna see what I missed, and I am so glad I did not watch those trailers because I watched 2 trailers. I didn't know which ones you guys saw or which ones were in the movies.
Yeah.
They showed you. If I would have seen the hair on his arms go up, because that was in one of the trailers,
Yep.
I would have been so disappointed. That was one of my favorite moments
Really?
of the movie. That was one of my favorite moments of the movie. This movie had a lot of moments, right? They're now like
I think Peter Parker has the moment that steals the whole movie.
yes, 100%.
His end steals the whole movie.
Yeah,
But that's his spider sense too.
I just think he's still a kid.
yeah.
He's a child.
No, but so the other heroes just kind of disappear.
Yes, no, I know.
They don't even know what's happening until
Right,
they're
like he
gone.
goes to Tony, something's not right.
Yeah.
And that's his spider
Yeah.
sense going, hey, something's going on.
But doesn't he say I'm afraid?
He goes, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Right.
Please, sir, I don't want to go.
Like he's a kid.
Yeah.
Like when you see Nick Fury go, he goes like, "Oh shit," and then disappears. Like
Right.
the rest of them don't do it the same way.
Right.
He's
the only one that says anything
because he's a kid
Yeah.
and he's so afraid.
Yeah.
You know, he's so far in over his head.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I thought Tom Holland did a really good job portraying that.
Oh, he does a great job being scared.
Like I wasn't emotional in that movie. That was the closest I got. I was like, "Ooh, all right."
Yeah, we were all like,
Oh yeah,
what?
I was teary eyed for that
Yeah,
one.
that was.
I welled up.
Do you know what almost
got?
got me?
What?
The very beginning of the movie.
Oh sure.
The Marvel 10 logo.
Oh okay. You got goosebumps.
The opposite way, like almost so happy. I was like, "Oh, that's really
Yeah,
cool."
yeah.
The Marvel 10 logo because they'd never used that before.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing that Pat Megno always brings up is movies that have scenes, cool scenes, and movies that have moments.
Right.
Like Civil War had cool scenes, but I don't know if it had a cool moment, like a good moment. For this movie, there were lots of moments for me. One of them, like what you just said, the 10 logo in the thing, that's a moment,
That was
I
huge.
guess.
Yep, that was huge.
For me, Spider Sense with the hair going up, that was a moment. For me, I was like, oh, he's got his Spider Sense back. When Thor does the leap in Wakanda, when he finally goes to Wakanda, he goes, bring me Thanos! And he jumps in the air and friggin' lightning's there. And I took Johnny by the scruff of his neck and his shoulder, and I'm shaking him. I'm like, fucking Thor! Right? That was a moment for me.
The scene where Captain America comes out of the shadows.
That was a great
Which is in the friggin' trailer. That's in the friggin' trailer.
But
you don't know the context
when
of
he
it.
was in the shadow, I'd seen the trailer. I didn't even like. I don't do that. Like I can just divorce my brain of the trailer sitting in the movie. Like when he walked and he caught that, I was like, "Who's that?"
Oh,
yeah, that was a great introduction to him. You know, he just catches it, and once you saw him, you're like, "Oh, everything's gonna be okay."
Yeah,
it's Captain America. Yeah,
Spider-Man punching Thanos in the face on Titan was a cool moment.
Whips him in the face.
Yeah, he goes, magic with a kick. Magic. And he's going in and out of the sling ring time portals. You guys have any moments that stood out?
You know what? Bruce Banner not being able to become the Hulk.
This was one of two things that I hated about the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
and I know what you're gonna say, and it's because they didn't sell it right.
Okay, I think like how Bumblebee can't talk.
Yeah.
The Hulk couldn't transform.
Okay, and all they had to do that, Hulk never loses, right?
Right.
He loses or afraid.
Or afraid, right.
That's all they had to have him say.
Right.
He just screams, "No, you never." We all can make the jump because we know the comics.
Right.
But anyone sitting there who hasn't seen them before doesn't know that. All he had to say was, "Hey, no, he's afraid."
Mm-hmm.
Like he could have just said it.
Hulk afraid.
He feels afraid.
Right.
Like Banner could have said that.
Yeah.
Like they still made it. You having performance issues.
Yeah.
And he's like the Hulk's afraid.
Yeah.
Or he's embarrassed. Like, and it's fear.
Because maybe Banner doesn't know why.
Right, but the audience doesn't, which is the problem.
Yeah.
The audience needs to know.
Right.
And they never give you that.
Right.
And that's you didn't like that scene, right?
I didn't like the whole movie part. Like,
and I thought
aspect of Hulk.
I was so I'm like, oh come on, this is such. You could have put fear in the Hulk.
Right.
Right.
Which is the way to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just missed one line of dialogue to really sell that storyline.
Yeah. The second thing I didn't like was Cap didn't have a shield. They said, get this man a shield, and he doesn't have a shield.
Yeah.
He has
I assume he's going to get it in the next movie.
Yeah, but what would have made it, like, he gets these gauntlet things from Black Panther and Wakanda, but they had no tech. They didn't do anything. Like, all the Wakanda stuff is really cool tech-based stuff. Like, the tribesmen have those shields, the force field shields, and the spears that shoot lasers
Something
and stuff.
that would have like detached from his.
Like, why doesn't he have a shield that comes off of it?
Or
Like,
even just a brown
emits from it?
black shield.
Yeah, something. Yeah. He had like, get this man a shield, and they didn't. I'm like, did they forget? Did they not listening to him? But again, neither one of those things ruined the movie for me. I did get a call from GameStop today. They got their exclusive Infinity War pop that I.
Who is it of?
It's a Hulkbuster.
Oh, okay.
It's a special Hulkbuster. So I don't know if it's the one with the head off and maybe Banner's head is there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was hoping it was the Iron Spider with the claws, with the arms.
That was so cool too.
Yeah. Oh, when that first came out, how about the reference again? When that's Peter Parker's thing, huh? Making movie references.
Yeah.
Remember that old movie with the walkie thingy, and now this one is remember that Aliens movie, which is I like that. Yeah. That's his thing. And the Footloose line when he's talking to Star-Lord.
Well, yeah, it's
the greatest.
Doesn't Mantis say it? The greatest heroes on Earth. Isn't that like Kevin Bacon?
Yeah. Is he on?
Well, because Drax makes up the joke that he won a dance contest.
Yeah.
Tell him how you saved the universe with a dance off.
And Spider-Man goes like Footloose. He goes, yeah,
exactly like Footloose. Is that still the greatest movie ever made? It never was. It was great.
Great. All that banter was very good.
Yeah. Fight scenes?
There wasn't a lot.
Oh, I think there were tons.
What movie did you watch?
No.
There was, I think
the Captain America fight scene where they're defending Vision and Scarlet Witch.
In Scotland.
Right, that one was very good.
The Hulk vs. Thanos was great.
That was
very quick.
Watch it again, dude. It's great.
It was real quick. That was my complaint with that one. It was real quick.
The Spider-Man, Thor, Iron Man, Guardians, Thanos battle on Titan.
You skipped the one on New York. When they're fighting in New York and like Central Park or wherever they are with Doctor Strange.
I wasn't
Iron
a fan
Man,
of that one.
Spider-Man.
No, again, the banter and that's the best part of that. Okay. It's all the constant talking.
I'm just saying.
I just like how Spider-Man shows up there.
He's like, "Hey, Mr. Stark, what's this guy's problem?"
Yeah,
I love it. Then you got when they're all on Titan trying to get the glove off of Thanos.
Yep.
Then you got the fight scene on the ship with the flying donut, with whatever the Voldemort guy's name is. Yeah. Then you had the fight on Wakanda.
That one, the fight at Wakanda, I really enjoyed
with the alien.
But
things.
again,
the Scarlet the girl fight was good.
It's so much story to tell. You can't pay like a lot of attention to any one scene for too long. Okay. You know what I mean? Because you have to. That was an impossible task, taking 30 characters together. Like, it just was. Something was good. You couldn't tell all those stories.
Yeah.
It needed to be a 6-hour movie.
But I think everyone got their time to shine.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone got a good joke. Everyone had a good, a little moment, I think. Even like Rocket had his moments. Winter Soldier had his moments. Oh, how about that when he picks up Winter Soldier picks up Rocket and they twirl around shooting people. And he goes, "How much for the gun?" He goes, "It's not for sale." "How much for the arm?" And he just walks away and goes, "I'm going to get that arm. I'm going to get that arm." I thought that was a great line. Yeah, man, I just really enjoy this movie. I watched it 3 times. Every time I liked it even more. And I don't go see movies twice.
Right.
I don't. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming twice. That was the last movie I've seen twice. And I didn't like it the second time. Not that I didn't like it, but it was nowhere near as good as the first time I saw it. Anything else we want to hit upon? I mean,
they kind of touch upon Civil War a little bit with the standing of Captain America, and he's wanted still, and the government's like, they tell Rhodey arrest him, you know.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, "Nah, I'm not really gonna do that because their only hope is saving the world, and this is what you're worried about right now."
Right.
What do you think of Iron Man's armor?
It looked funky at the beginning, but then it looked awesome towards the end. Like when he first did it in New York, it kind of looked a little weird, like his shoulders weren't in proportion to him or anything. But then, like once they got to like Titan and they were on the ship, it looked great.
Didn't like that his armor morphed into different things
because it's nanotech.
Yeah, I loved how it regenerated. I thought that was
made
cool.
sense.
Or adapts to what he needs.
Right.
Yeah.
So like he put his hands together, he had a giant cannon. His feet came together, he had giant thrusters.
Yeah.
At one point, he's like, part of his armor is attaching to Thanos and acting as like.
It held his hand open.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I was like, I was a little.
You know, one thing I missed when they're doing that fight scene, Doctor Strange talks to his cape and he says, "Don't let him close his hand."
Yeah.
And the cape goes over to Thanos and curls his.
Well, the cape was a character for a while on the ship.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He was a fourth hero.
I'll get you, death blanket. Drax calls it blanket of death. But I didn't notice that when he's like, make sure he doesn't close his hand. He talks to his cape.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I really like the scene when he gets the Soul Stone and he has to sacrifice Gamora.
Yeah.
Because he just rolls that single tear.
Yeah. And she's like, really? Yeah. Tears?
Yeah.
And then when she realizes
and Red Skull's like, it's not for him.
Yeah, because she thinks it's because, he's been defeated.
Right.
But he knows that okay,
You're the only thing I love.
This is what I have to do.
Yeah.
She goes, you don't love anything. And she doesn't even realize that in his mind, that's his daughter.
Yeah.
That's his daughter. He's willing to sacrifice his daughter
right.
to get to this end. That's how important this is to him.
Now, he says that he denied his destiny once. He won't let it happen again. What was he referring to?
I don't know. I assume they're going to tell you at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume they're going to tell you at some point.
And it was probably because of Gamora, maybe? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know.
How about Nebula? Nebula was made I thought she was going to be in it a lot more.
So did I.
She was being held captive by Thanos. She attempted to murder Thanos, and he kind of tortured her to give her some information about Gamora and things like that. I guess that's how Tony's going to get back to Earth, because she's with him on Titan.
Oh,
She's the only one with him on Titan. Everyone else died.
Yep.
How about, all right, so when I went to school the next day, all the kids were like, did you see it? Did you see it? I was like, yeah. They're like, who dies? I was like, it's not about who dies. It's about who lives. And they're like, oh, shit. You know? The people who remain, so you only have one Guardian left.
Yep.
You got Rocket. He's the only Guardian left. Now, do you think...
And Nebula.
Do you think Gamora... See, like, in my opinion, Gamora, Heimdall, and Loki, they died prior to the finger snap. So yeah. I think they're gone for good.
I think they're all gone
the people who got dusted, I'm going to say, I don't think they're gone at all.
I think Gamora's trapped in the Soul Stone.
I heard a rumor, or I heard a theory...
Soul World.
That they're all in the Soul Gem.
Oh.
And that the next movie is going to be half of them have to figure out how to break out of the Soul Stone.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was the theory that I heard today. Now that's it's the weekend after the movie.
So they basically kept alive the Avengers. The original Avengers, they're all there. None of them are dead. The original Avengers from Avengers 1 are all
Iron
still alive.
Man, Thor,
except
Captain.
for Hawkeye, you don't know if he's alive.
Right.
But he clearly is alive, right?
Right.
Because
you would think.
Because he didn't... I assume he's the one that is going to get them moving back in the right direction.
I bet you Ant-Man gets dusted. Because if that's the case where all the people that got dusted are in the Soul Stone, you're going to need him, and I think you're going to need him in there.
Yeah, I think you're going to get the original Avengers, and you're going to get the chance to put them all back together.
That's a cool idea. I didn't notice that.
They're all the original Avengers, and I
think
you can then kill them all.
Yeah. Man.
You can kill them all.
And maybe they all have to sacrifice themselves to get everyone else out of the Soul
original
Stone.
5
Avengers. You can kill them all.
5, 6,
and then move on.
Black Widow,
Thor,
Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America,
Hawkeye 6.
Right? Because Hulk only works in movies with other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So once you take Thor away, like Hemsworth doesn't want to do it anymore.
He doesn't? I thought he wanted to do it.
I think he's done, and Chris Evans is done, and Tony Stark's done.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you're losing 3 of the Avengers.
Yeah.
If we know they want to do a Black Widow movie,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be
Scarlett Johansson.
No, it doesn't have to be in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it could
true.
be in the past.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this
could be an origin story.
Yeah, or any story in between where she first meets Nick Fury or where she first meets Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to do that.
Right.
You take out all the Avengers in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
and that would have huge emotional toll on people.
Yeah.
I think you leave one of the 2 Avengers, either Hawkeye or Black Widow, to kind of lead the new batch.
No, Carol Danvers.
It's Carol Danvers.
You think
Carol
so?
Danvers is going to be the new one.
Depends on how they use her.
As Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
From the comic.
Yeah, or Quasar type of character.
Yeah, well, they showed his cocoon at the end of Guardians 2. I was surprised he didn't show up.
I think he's your Guardians 3.
What if he's the answer?
I would think he would be, no?
No, I think it's Captain Marvel's the answer.
Well, maybe she... I think she's going to be the new leader,
yeah.
But I definitely think they need Adam Warlock to win this.
Maybe that's what Doctor Strange sees?
No, I think she's... Think about it. Civil War, he never calls her.
Mm-hmm.
Chitauri invasion, what's name never calls her. Like all the terrible stuff that's happened, Shield falls apart. He never calls her. This is it. This is the last ace in the hole. This is all I have.
Yeah.
Like there's been terrible things he never. So she must be so over the top powerful.
Yeah, she's that red button.
Yeah, she's pre-class case of emergency. He's like, oh, this is a real.
I
emergency.
would shit my pants if she shows up with Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock. Right there.
Yeah.
Take a dump.
Take a dump.
Just give me a shitting.
I know I should have saw that coming, but I thought, oh, here you go. He's gonna call the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I really did.
Well, you see a little 4?
That's what I thought. I'm like, when he took out that ridiculous looking pager, I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna call the Fantastic Four.
Well, that was my second correct thing that I called. I was like, we're gonna get a Captain Marvel end credit scene.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were gonna get her or whatever. I mean, we got her logo on a pager.
I might have shit my pants if they had the Fantastic Four logo.
Well, I was screaming that in the movie. I was like, please call Reed Richards. Please call Reed Richards. And it wasn't. It was Captain Marvel. But
that's what I thought. I was like, oh, this is going to be Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But
that would have been awesome.
You didn't need it.
No.
You didn't need it. Like, if they do her well, that'll be as good.
So I'm assuming that because her movie comes out before Avengers 4.
She goes off to space at the end.
Yeah, and then that end credit scene is going to be her getting the page from...
Getting the text.
Yeah.
As people around her are disappearing.
Okay. And I think at the end of Ant-Man gets dusted.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I think Ant-Man gets dusted at the end of Ant-Man.
Crazy way to end the movie.
Yeah.
If he doesn't beat the villain just disappears.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. And maybe Hawkeye comes out of retirement because his family disappears.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. His family goes. Now he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You know.
Ooh. And he has to sacrifice himself to bring his family back?
Yeah. Yikes. See, now what was cool, what you pointed out to me that I didn't realize was, because I'm like, well, Doctor Strange is gone. Like, they're screwed.
Right.
Doctor Strange, he's gone. There's nothing, And you were like, well, he looked at 14 million scenarios, and he knows the one way that they win.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing. He gave him the time
for a reason.
For a reason. Because this might be the only way to beat him. Because if you don't give it to him, he's just going to take it.
Yeah, and because it's the only way. I think the reason he says that is because he knows how bad this is going to be.
Yeah.
Like this one, I don't think everyone comes out of this okay. Is kind of his point. Like,
yeah.
This is the only way. You're
right.
not going to like this, but this is the only way.
Give him what he wants, kind of thing.
Or we're going to have to sacrifice so much to win this.
And then he says we're in the end game. Now, do you think that's going to be the title of the next movie?
No,
Avengers
I don't
Endgame?
know what they're going to call this, and I don't know how long you're going to have to wait to find out.
Yeah,
I think
it's only a year. It's less than a year away now.
I think the end game is what Thanos wanted, and we're going to give him what he wants.
Right,
and he's either going to appreciate what he's done, or he's going to be miserable with what he had to sacrifice to get this.
Yeah, because do you ever think so hard about something and prepare so long for something, and then when you do it, you're like, oh, it's done, that's it.
Yeah.
He didn't look that way, though.
No, he looked
kinda
satisfied,
sat there
man.
and he was like, yep.
And he said that's what he was going to do.
He retired to a farm. Yeah.
Now, where was he? Was he on Titan? Was he on Wakanda? Where was he?
I thought he was on Wakanda still.
I think he was on a reality he can create now.
You thought he was, yeah, okay.
Rebuild Titan, even if it's just a place, like a pocket of time and space. Like, he controls all now.
Yeah.
He has all the stones. And I honestly thought when Thor hit him with the hammer, I went, oh, all right, they're not going to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, he killed him.
Right.
And then he just snapped his fingers, and I was like, oh, that was really good.
I like that scene afterwards where everybody's like, what did you do?
Yeah. Yeah, what did you
and
do?
No one knows. Yeah. And it takes a while before you get your first disappearance.
It was Nebula.
Bucky.
Nebula figures it out. She's like, he did it. Because someone disappears right next to her, and she goes, oh, my God, he did it.
No, Bucky's the first one.
Oh, yeah?
Steve, something's not right. And Steve turns around, and he's gone. And then they go back after Pete dies, after Star-Lord and Drax. That's when she says to Iron Man, he did it.
Yeah.
He did it. Oh, such a good movie.
Oh, man.
So, we have to re-rank. Now, I have the list. Hold on, I'll get the list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saved the list from 18 to 1, so I'm not even going to go. I'm just going to do from 10 down.
That's fine.
Okay, so 10, we have Spider-Man Homecoming.
It's better than that movie.
The First Avenger, number 9.
It's better than that movie.
Civil War, number 8.
It's better than that movie.
Winter Soldier, number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ultron, number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man, number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians 2, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it's better than that.
Thor Ragnarok number 3.
It's better than that.
Guardians 1 number 2.
I don't know about that.
And Avengers.
I don't think it's better than the Avengers.
I do.
I don't think this movie has any payoff. The Avengers opened the door.
Doesn't have any payoff. The whole friggin' you died.
Without the Avengers, this movie has no consequence.
Okay, so
the Avengers for me will hold a special place because it opened the door to all of this.
Okay, so you're gonna say 3.
Yeah,
you'll say 3.
You know what, Mike? I'm gonna go with your rationale behind these movies and the rewatchability of these things. I think if this is a movie that's on TV,
I'm watching it every.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think I am either.
If it's Avengers, Guardians 1, and this,
I'm watching either one of those. Because this one, I don't want to be sad all the time.
Yeah, this is not something I could put on TV at the end of the night and go to bed.
You're going to watch it for the moments.
No, but I know them all. And the moments in, what do you call it, are better. There's no... Moments
in what are better?
There's
Avengers?
no circle shot around them in the Avengers. There just isn't.
I don't rewatch Empire Strikes Back.
No, you don't.
I do. I love that movie.
I love it too. It's probably my second favorite Star Wars movie, but I'll rewatch
it's your second
Jedi.
Favorite?
Yeah, like
you like Star Wars
Rogue
better?
One.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Rogue One's really good.
But again, how often have you rewatched Rogue One?
I've rewatched that over
a bunch of times.
But
That's sad.
But I won't watch the end.
Yeah, because it depresses you.
Yeah.
You just skip the
when
Vader.
it gets to the sad part, I turn it off.
And then you skip the Vader cutting down people that don't matter.
All right, if this movie's on TV.
This is a two-parter where I need to sit down with part 1 and part 2 and watch both of them to feel good. Like when Star Wars comes on, you watch episode 4, 5, and 6, and then I'm done. I can't just watch 5 and then...
You can watch 4, though.
Yes.
I would turn this off
can watch
after he snapped
6.
his fingers. I will watch this up till he snaps his fingers, then I'll turn it off.
No, I would... See, there are moments that genuinely make me happy in the Avengers. There aren't that in this.
Like, I'm not looking for happiness. I'm looking for cool shit.
I rewatched Guardians
cool
2 the other day, and I rewatched Thor Ragnarok. Both great movies.
Yeah.
But they're not Avengers and Guardians.
No, they're
1.
not.
They have
They're
a different
not.
feel to it.
They do.
They just make me feel better.
Can we split the difference?
That's up to...
You guys say 3, I say 1.
So you lose.
Okay. 3 it is. Fair enough. That's fair. That's fair. That's
Joe
fair.
snapped his fingers, made it so.
Yeah. All right. So,
what do you want to put it at 2?
No, we'll put it at 3.
For
That's
me,
fine.
it's strictly based on if all 3 of those are on. I would watch Avengers first, then Guardians, then this. And I don't know how this will hold up in time. And I really, really, really want to give it a watch again. I really do.
I think if I see it twice, I'm gonna go see it 3 times.
Yeah.
My view's gonna change real quick.
Okay.
Like, I came home immediately and was like, let me see if there's even a shitty copy on.
Right.
Because I was like, I'll watch it again.
I went 3 times in 4 nights. And it never felt like 2.5 hours.
No.
Never felt like 2.5 hours. Ever. Not even the third time.
We sat there and we looked at the clock afterwards and we're like, wow, it's late.
It's real late.
Didn't feel like it.
I went to a 10 o'clock movie on Sunday. We got out at 1. It ended at 1 o'clock. And I was like, I can't believe it's 1 o'clock right now.
It was you that was telling me about the atmosphere of the theaters. Because you saw it with a really fun crowd.
Yeah.
And then you saw it with a shitty crowd.
Yeah. I don't think Nicole liked it as much as I did my first time.
Right.
Because...
You think the crowd, like that opening night crowd makes a difference?
100%. Opening night crowd, we were in...
Because normally I don't like those crowds.
Me neither. We were in Union Square. We were in the balcony.
That's the exact way we saw the Avengers.
Yeah, we were in the balcony. We were in the last row of the balcony. And we got there an hour early. The place was packed out. Every time someone came on, it was applause. Every time there was a fight or, you know...
Yeah, see, I don't want that, though.
Oh, but dude, I got into it.
Oh, I was yelling.
Because then you're buying into the fan atmosphere, not the movie.
I'm a fan.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, you're feeding off... I like watching the movie for the movie.
But there were jokes.
I think if I was in my house by myself and Spider-Man came with those arms, I would have yelled and screamed and acted like it the way I acted in the theater, regardless.
So now, when I saw it the third time, I was in Staten Island with Nicole on a 10 a.m. movie. Very different crowd.
Right.
There were so many jokes that did not get the same reaction.
And I read that a lot of the jokes people fall short. The fanboys are gonna laugh.
Right. So the one joke that comes to mind is when Tony's telling Banner that they don't talk anymore and that the Avengers broke up, and Banner goes, like a band, like the Beatles, where everyone laughed in Union Square. Everyone, the whole place, 200-300 people, cracked up. In Staten Island, crickets. And I'm like,
ticks.
Ticks. Wow, I was like, nobody thought that joke was funny here, I guess. Where everyone thought it was funny.
But there are nights and crowds that will help sell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you've been to a bar that's got a great crowd or a great feel that night. That's a real thing.
Right.
Like any stand-up comedian will say there's such thing as dead rooms.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Same exact material 2 nights in a row. Slaughters one night and crickets the next.
Right.
The crowd can make an experience.
Yeah.
You know, if everyone's into it. So, and everyone at the first midnight showing of that movie, my God. Yeah, it must have been palpable in the room.
It was great. It was so much fun. I was never part of a movie like that.
No.
It was so much fun.
And that usually bothers me a lot.
Yeah. But people were respectful of the movie.
Yes. As soon as it changed that tone, or the joke was over, they were silent.
They were back in. So we're going to put it at number 3.
Yeah.
Until further notice.
We were talking about this before, how much money the movie made.
Oh, it's all the records.
$250 million, biggest opening in North America.
I thought it was more than that.
Maybe since I looked up the
opening weekend was 600-something million
worldwide.
Was it worldwide?
Worldwide, 250 million in America.
Oh wow!
So I have a list of the 10 top opening weekend movies.
Okay.
How many do you think are Disney? No.
I know.
You said 8.
You asked me.
But he wanted to guess which ones they were.
He was. I read your list. I'm like, no. Let's guess.
So you know number 1.
Avengers: Infinity War.
Right.
Okay.
Openings. Right. This is openings.
Correct.
Number 2 is Force Awakens.
Yeah, it's gotta be Force Awakens.
Wow, good job, Steve.
That has to be.
Yeah.
All right, 3.
Jedi.
Yep.
Last Jedi.
Wow.
Really, Last Jedi?
Yep. 220 million.
Rogue One.
No, Avengers.
Ooh.
You're very close.
It's Avengers 2?
Nope. It's not even a Marvel movie.
Oh. Are you close?
Well, you were close with Avengers on the list.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Frozen.
It's not a Disney movie.
This is the one not Disney movie?
Batman, Superman?
Nope.
Is it Empire?
Not a Disney
Jurassic
movie.
Park.
Empire's not a Disney movie.
Yes.
Jurassic Park?
Lost World.
Jurassic World.
Okay.
Jurassic World?
208 million.
Holy Christ.
Wow.
So Avengers was 5.
The Avengers, I figured
6. Go ahead.
Civil War?
No.
The rest are all Disney movies.
Yes.
These are of all time.
Oh, Black Panther's got to be on the list,
Correct.
right?
You got it.
Black Panther's got to be on the list.
7.
Yeah.
Rogue One.
No.
What else has absolutely killed it for Disney?
Frozen.
No, I don't think it's any of those.
No?
No.
Is this just opening weekend?
Yeah. Opening weekends. Ultron.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I think that opened bigger than...
all these Marvel movies.
8. Go ahead.
Wow.
That was 8?
No, that was 7.
That was 7.
So what was... Avengers 1 opened bigger?
5.
Which is crazy, because you think after that movie, people would have went, whatever they do, I'll watch, whatever.
Yeah.
Especially because the films after that are stronger than the films that led into it.
Right.
The films after Avengers are stronger than the films before Avengers, outside of Iron Man.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, number 8.
Another Star Wars movie?
No, it's got to be another Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man.
No.
No? Is Iron Man on that list?
Iron Man is on the list.
Is Iron Man 2, before we realized we didn't like it anymore, it's Iron Man 3?
But that's number 10.
Wow. So
All right.
8 and 9. We
So
still need
2
8 and 9.
opened bigger than 3.
I'll tell you, 8's a Marvel movie, 9's a Disney movie. That's not a Marvel movie.
Is it Toy Story 2?
Nope.
Or 3?
Nope.
Animated?
No.
No.
Live action.
Live
Oh,
action.
it's a Pirates, isn't it?
Nope.
Really?
Ooh.
All right, 8 is Civil War, 9 is Beauty and the Beast.
Live action Beauty and the Beast?
Yep.
Didn't we say Civil War?
No.
No.
So what do they have to knock out? What's the highest? What's the other one?
What do you mean?
What's the only non-Disney one on there?
Jurassic World, 208.
And it's at what place?
4.
Oh,
That's pretty high.
They're not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna
high.
beat that.
Avengers was at 207. Black Panther was at 202.
So Jurassic World beat the Avengers, and that's in dollars. Jurassic World did that a decade or two earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So the new list: 19 Hulk, 17 Iron Man, 16 Thor, Dark World, 15 Iron Man 2, 14 Doctor Strange, 14 Black Panther. That people are gonna kill us for that.
I still stand by it.
13 Thor, 12 Ant-Man. 11 now is Spider-Man. Spider-Man got knocked out of the top 10. 9, First Avenger. I'm sorry, 10, First Avenger.
I think that gets moved out at some point.
9 is...
If I had my way, yeah.
9 is Civil War. 8 is Winter Soldier. 7 is Ultron. 6 is Iron Man. Iron Man 1 moved out of the top 5. Number 5, Guardians 2. Number 4 is Thor Ragnarok. Number 3 is Infinity War. Then Guardians 1 is number 2 slot, and Avengers in number 1.
I'm not sure
Definitive.
Thor Ragnarok belongs there in the top 5.
Really? You love that movie.
I know, I really do. But when you think about like,
it's not impactful in the MCU.
It is also, yeah.
It's very good though, Mike.
I love it.
It's very good.
I watched it 3 or 4 times, and every time I still laugh.
Yeah.
I still think it's great. I still smile at parts.
How many kids are going to be ruined by this movie?
I won't take my kids.
Yeah.
After I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, it's a really good thing."
This is Transformers.
Oh, they totally Optimus Primed Vision.
I think this is way worse.
Yeah.
Because parents are going to go take these kids to go see their favorite heroes, and that end of that movie just...
What are you talking about? He strangles a guy in the first minute and a half of the movie.
Breaks his neck.
Strangles a guy to death.
Buckets of tears.
And dust.
He murders his daughter.
Fill popcorn bucket tubs with tears.
He does murder his daughter.
But I have to say, I didn't cry at any one of them. Mm-hmm. Because all the deaths of the characters I really cared about, none of them died.
Yeah.
Spider-Man caught me off guard, but then in my head, I know better.
Right.
In my mind, I went, "Oh, he's coming back."
Yeah.
So is Black Panther.
They're all coming back.
But I'm still like,
what? You didn't lose one of the guys I really liked. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think Thor dying would have been like,
yeah.
In my head, I'm like, but what if? What if they don't bring them back?
Well, how do you get out of it then?
Yeah. Do everything in the past. All the movies have to happen.
Well, no. What I said to Joe is, you could just do.
That's it. The Avengers 4, they're with us happily ever after, and half the population.
Miles Morales, you're in.
No, you could say, you could go to an alternate Earth 616, Earth 612.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You could go to an alternate Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Or they just appear in they instead of dying, they're actually just sent somewhere else.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
In a world without the Avengers.
Yeah.
And now they have. Well, I guess we're the new Avengers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
West Coast Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
They didn't kill them. Everyone just ended up in L.A.
Right. Well, I think we're gonna skip Comic Book Corner and Social Shit Time this week and just end on that note.
Well, forgot Joe's question again.
Oh, did we?
Next week.
Yeah. Join the conversation on Facebook.com/Dinner and a Podcast. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter handle @Dinner and a Podcast. And email us any questions and comments at dinnerandpodcast@gmail.com. Big thanks to Andrew Brookes for the amazing artwork that he does and the animations that he makes for our YouTube channel. Check those out by searching Dinner and a Podcast. And if you want to see Andrew's other work, go to his website, andrewbrooksportfolio.com. I want to thank Alejandro Rosado, who made our amazing artwork for us. You can follow him on Twitter and on Instagram @AleroArt. Will Shelton for our awesome theme song, Joe Met Him. Follow him on SoundCloud @William_Shelton. And lastly, a big thanks to Tony Wolf, who's the voice you hear on all the bumpers during the show. Follow him @TonyWolfness on Twitter and on Instagram. And until next week, I'm Steve.
I'm Joe.
I'm Mike.
Suck it, sail.